Hello, good evening, gentlemen, ladies, anyone and everyone to CappingTV. Today we have a special match for you. This is the High Grand Finals. Second best is on the other team, if we can go through Flank of Doom.
Stands one player.
Yes. So, so they do have a medic, but currently undecided. I think Flank of Doom are getting a med-merc for tonight. Is there anything that jumps out to you? I mean, for me, it's the med-merc in Grand Final. This is going to be a big shift.
If you're gonna deny mercs, be a turd about it. No one wants to be the div winner off a default win, because at the end of the day, people's gonna think you're fucking losers for not wanting to play a TF2. That's why you play the game, right? If you're not confident that you can beat a team with a merc in Grand Finals, why kind of bother?
We are sort of just going down the list. Names that have been thrown out is Zaya, Mobloke, even Gunrung, Blank, Sergi, Rain. A lot of
even Gunrung.
Yeah, I think they're scrounging, any sort of medic and high, but then the Flank of Doom doesn't want to get a downgrade, but then obviously, Freddo doesn't want to get an upgrade either.
This is my interpretation of what's happening right now in the minds of Freddo v Digga. Frankly speaking, it's just plain nuts to behave in such a manner when, you want to win your TF2 second division TF2 game in a less than fair manner. Excellent. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. My name's Seinfeld, and like last week, I'm here to bring you all of the drama, spectacle, etc. from the High Division in Season 44. I prepared some notes. I was very busy today, but I did take the time to make some ideas and have some thoughts about the nature of TF2. As it stands from my perspective, I think that the current state of the administrators of ozfortress to act in such a duplicitous, underhanded manner towards one team and not the other kind of draws grim comparisons to the Albanese government choosing to ban the accessing of 16-year-olds to social media. It didn't really make sense at the time. Looking back on it, it makes even less sense. And frankly, it defies all logic that they'd be so comfortable to go behind other gamers' backs to be handing a cheap win for something so inconsequential. Yes. I'm not mad. Don't think I'm mad. It's just an observation. As I hand it over to Freaky and Ghost to begin our lovely cast.
I'm expecting two teams to be very well versed into the maps they've selected, because obviously, hence the reason of delay. But look, I feel like we might have a fight mapper on our hands, definitely. It's just more the fact of who shows up to this game. We have the fact of both teams having worked a week and a bit of just practice playing the same maps over and over again, so they know the maps they're playing now, and I believe that is the wrong playoff bracket that you're seeing on your screen there. It should be on high. But, look, no, I think we have definitely a close game on our hands. But, as you can see, the playoff journey that we currently have for the playoff bracket is Freddo v Digga took down Pot of Greed, Flank of Doom took down Blank's Burgers, Flank of Doom took down Pot of Greed again in that semi-final, and now we're in the grand final of Freddo v Digga taking on Flank of Doom. So, a relatively smooth run, I'd say, for both teams. Obviously, Flank of Doom having a bit of a rough end towards that end of season. But otherwise, end of the day, they've made the goal, they're in the grand final, and they're taking on Freddo v Digga.
Well, obviously, we talked about that little record word. I'd say practice is the word I'm going to use for, but before talking about that, we have to go through the rosters in order to find out who we are talking about.
On the screen is not. Apparently, we've worked the entire team into Prem players.
Running it
But,
back, I reckon.
I think we'll fix it in a moment. But, you know, all of a sudden we have Daz demo.
There we go. Flank of Doom.
There we go. Flank of obviously Scout is Tetris. Flank Scout Wilson Brown. We have Roma Soldier Sky, Pocket Soldier Shy, Demo Akari, and Medic is Liar.
Well, I think it's good that Flank of Doom will have 6 core players this week instead of having to scrounge around for a last-minute Merc in a grand final. Try not to rehash what I said previously, but you know, having watched them trounce the opposition gamers last week, I'm excited. I reckon they have the chance to take this from the enemy gamers.
Talking about the enemy gamers, Ghost.
There we go. We got the right team on the screen now. Freddo v Digga. So you got Submarine or Aegis on the Pockets, Combo Scout, Tira on flank, Yons on Roma, Nam on Pocket Soldier, Pistol Demo, Macau, Medic. So I think one of the favorites to definitely take out the season. And when you look at their track record against the Flank of Doom, they were the ones that came on top last time they played throughout the regular season. But you also have to keep in mind the game they played, I believe from memory, was the first time Flank of Doom switched their roster, because their starting roster for the season was Akari on Combo, Shy Demo, and obviously that game being round 4, to be specific, is when they switched it up to that now Akari Demo Shy Soldier. So I think definitely have a good game on their hands, and some definitely big some scary players on the team of Freddo v Digga, like Submarine and Tira, especially as scouts to watch out for. But also, I'm curious to see what Macau does with Pistol, especially having such an experienced med on their team, and Pistol as well, liking to go crits occasionally at times. It's definitely curious to see what they can pull off against the side of Flank of Doom.
Yeah, you almost want to compare the experience that these two medics have. Obviously, Macau, the experience. Look, not to brag at his age here, but the veteran versus Liab, who has a couple times seen the finals, I think once or twice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, you gotta see the experience, and it really matters as well as every other class, not just the medics, but also that takes into account the maps for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I love the team avatars, it's so good, but obviously Freddo v Digga, Gang War in London, picking Clear Cut for their first map. What are your thoughts? Clear Cut first map, it's a bit iffy for teams to actually play this first map.
I think it's a good pick. If you're, as you've said, well versed on the maps, as you seem both probably are, it could give you advantage because they will not be expecting to play Clear Cut, a map that never gets pugged, not unlike Product, making it more difficult to have that preparation ready to go.
Yeah, and then obviously Flank of Doom picking Granary. Holy guacamole, talk about veterancy. Damn.
I feel like as well these maps are both punish picks, definitely coming out from both sides. Granary, Freddo v Digga lost quite tragically against the side of Pot of Greed, but then Clear Cut was, I think, from what I call, they did verse each other on that map on the Clear Cut, which was a closer affair. So I think it's not actually that bad that the fact of Clear Cut getting picked through. Again, it's double pick first, so realistically, I think you're just going to pick punish picks, which in this case both teams have done that to a degree. Obviously, Granary is the one where I'm more concerned about the side of Freddo v Digga. Definitely, both teams have been scrimming for such a long time, and they had 1 week break, so I'm hoping they've got things up to speed on Gran. But otherwise, I think it's a good pick coming out from the side of Flank of Doom as a punish pick, sort of get Granary and see what happens. But I think getting a pawn start on Clear Cut, though, is probably crucial for side of Freddo v Digga if they want it to go smoothly following into the series.
After that, we have Bagel and Snakewater. I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. Bagel, again, like Clear Cut, and I guess to a lesser extent Granary, has not really played too much, and I think that kind of plays into the DM-heavy focus that Submarine and Tira both have as their is hyping gamers.
Yeah.
I think he's like, oh, okay. I think
I'm sure, but yeah, Bagel and Snakewater third and fourth map there. Obviously, Flank of Doom picking the Snakewater, sorry, for the fourth map, and Freddo picking Bagel. So we're gonna see maybe the soldiers and scouts here. This is like kind of like the maps that they have chosen specifically. But as we get into it, we shall talk later about it. But first map being clear cut, ladies and gentlemen. High Ground Finals. Let's get keen.
Oh, we're straight into it indeed. We are. So we're currently on the cam of Pistol here, rolling out to the first mid of the High Grand Finals here, and pretty standard roller coming on from the side of Freddo v Digga. Both teams exchanging a bit of spam here. Nothing too crazy yet. No commitment yet from any of the soldiers. No bombs yet. And we do see Flank of Doom already making the first move. I do see a bit of a wide wraparound onto Macau there. However, Macau doesn't fall, and as a result, that's actually the soldiers going down for the side of Flank of Doom. And actually, Freddo v Digga are actually losing a bit of ground from this, surprisingly. So more ground gain from the side of Flank of Doom, and Flank of Doom are the first to take the point and are now on the board for time.
Yeah, just collapsing on that soldier bomb there, but Yon's living just as the, you know, the after cursor of the first bomb, but still, time is ticking down, and it's just like Bagel, you need the point. It caps fast, and the time just goes down really quickly here, but Liard using this Ubering, gonna catch out this demo pistol, and he does. Mikau dropping it, but obviously the better Uber here for Freddo is gonna end on the point, but oh, the spread soldier does get found post-Uber, so is Yons on the high ground there, locking out Flank of Doom's counter push here, but Sky is still committed on this point, goes.
Indeed. So good recovery coming out from Freddo v Digga here. And yeah, as you said, the trade building a little bit better for Freddo v Digga. So it doesn't matter about dropping pistols there, but they do at least recue the point. However, though, a lot more aggression coming out from the side of Flank of Doom as Akari does take down Submarine. And they're already getting a lot of damage actually onto the players there. And really nice damage coming out from Akari and Shy, able to clean up 3 players on the side of Freddo v Digga here. And that's actually pretty much almost a wipe for the side of Freddo. And as a result, Shy has already decided to forward into their spawn. And did they... Yeah, no, they actually didn't hear that. And can he get another pick onto Macau? He does get Macau. That's worse for the side of Freddo v Digga. And that's something you want for the side of Flank of Doom there. That's actually now just giving them a huge amount of ad. Even though Light-Up does get taken down, though, it's still actually not even that bad of a play, because Macau obviously now has delayed death, and they have a little bit of ad for the side of Flank of Doom.
Yeah,
that's a really smart play. That's so smart. That's knowing the map and knowing spawn waves.
Spawns the Ds, but this ad, Macau now has ad. But Red Soldier onto the flank does get shut down as the Pocket Soli, but we are trading that scout for a soldier. Shy dead, but yet still, the point is still in favor of Flank of Doom. Counterbomb, Yons, now is full committed, back out he goes. It's just playing on high. He does fall to his death with the assist of Wilson Brown. He's going on the flank here. We're going to see a flank push momentarily with the help of Akari. There's Sky clearing off that roof, but both flank members dead on the side of Flank of Doom. They're going to recapture this point, but it's 2 minutes 16 down. Freddo is looking all right.
I mean, both teams are coming with Ubia, so I expect a trade. As I say that, a trade does come out from both sides here. Not much flashing, though. And it looks like Freddo v Digga want to gain a little bit of ground here, however, though, not much ground gained. They do still secure the point, so they do defend it, which is what they want. And we do just see both teams exchange a bit of spam, so nothing too crazy yet. But Flank of Doom actually have pushed back really, really far back here, and actually lost a lot of space here, so really good spam from Freddo v Digga. Just playing that high ground, but Tiro does fall down to Tetrix there in that bunker position, and that looks like Flank of Doom wants to take the aggression and should successfully retake point, which they do.
There, well, which they do. 5 kills for Akari, taking out Pistol there. Yons behind, dies with the flank push. I was just about to say, the scout down for Freddo v Digga. We're going to see a commit here, but here we go. Kind of a forward hold variant. Minute and 7 seconds on this board. Can Flank of Doom win this point? Looking for the regression here from Freddo.
I mean, forward holding on this map isn't the... It's not really this actual forward hold, so it's just, I guess, playing a little bit of an aggressive angle. But speaking about aggression, we do see an aggressive play coming off Shy there, but unfortunately doesn't manage to pick up anything. Nam looked like trying to clear out this left-hand side here, shooting a bit of sticky. However, though, we do see a bit of aggression onto point, slowly coming out from the side of Freddo v Digga. We do see a bomb play coming from Yons here, trying to get behind. Does manage to get behind, but does get cleaned up by Wilson Brown there in the process there. And we do see another trade coming out from the side of Freddo v Digga, but it's actually just trades back and forth, but that's actually a Kari getting taken down. However, though, 2 plays down the side of Freddo v Digga.
Yeah, exactly. A demo down for this re-aggression. It's not really going to bode well for Flanker Doom, but Sollies are in. Both Sollies are down, but one. Yon's restarted for Freddo, but the point capture rate is insane from Flanker Doom. This point pressure and capture time from Tetris is on the board. Wilson Brown just dying, so is Shy, but still 26 seconds left. There's nothing to, like, shut your eyes at or blink at, I should say. But again, the point capture is cancelled by Tetris. Is going to immediately convert to a minute 17 for Freddo. Akari holding it down, does get spammed out by Yons from that height. They need to take care of the opposite height, don't they?
I mean, despite the time difference as well, it is still super back and forth. And as you said, yeah, height control is super important in this map, especially you're having your soldiers play on top of bunker roof. You spam into, you know, the game is trying to push up on that ramp sort of area. It does make it really hard, but as about spam and everything, Tetrix does get taken down, and Uber also getting recommitted by the side of Flank of Doom. So really nice milk coming out by Lylop there. However though, no frags, and Lylop is actually extremely weak post and does get cleaned up by Yons there from a stray rocket.
Exactly, Lylop dead. It's going to be all for nothing for Mikau, but he's playing so safe back there. Pistol dead. This is still looking good, but obviously comes in and cleans out Nam out and about. Mikau finally dead, but it's just Wilson Brown versus the two flank members here, and he just gets two rocketed on that point. Still 18 seconds left. Flank and Doom need to roll out perfectly for this 98% captured point.
They need to run quickly because they need to start getting some overtime onto the point. Otherwise, this first round will go in favor of Freddo v Digga, which Flank of Doom do manage to retake the point, but now it is coming down to the wire. Both teams with minimal time left on the clock. This is coming down to one last fight. At least both teams don't have Ubers here. We do see a soldier bomb coming out from the side of Freddo v Digga. A little bit of aggression. However, though, still both teams are engaging a bit of spam. It looks like Flank of Doom want to make the first move onto the point. Nice pipes by Akari onto Submarine there. Freddo v Digga do retake the point there. Flank of Doom responding with their own capture as well, but frags in favor of Flank of Doom, and this will be looking like the first round going towards Flank of Doom, and they score first blood in the series on clear cut.
Exactly, great round, but we need to work on that high control, guys, but that was way too close.
Yeah, it was a lots of forward aggression from Akari, I think, that really gave them the lead there for such a significant amount of time. They had it really hard for Freddo v Digga to come back.
Exactly, come back they will. It's going to be same thing, same mid, but Lyup is rolled. It's not the same mid. Yon's going in behind. It's going to be a little bit playing back and forth. Lyup dead. Two Solly's committed. Yon's dead. It's going to be Tiro back to his mid. And it's going to be Pistol just piping Akari in the air. Tetris runs at him, confirms that kill. Sky in main does get one rocket off, and that's going to be a complete wipe from Flanker Doom. Lyup in trouble. Flanker Doom, a lot of disad goes.
Lylop took so much damage during that first sort of, you know, just literally the first sort of start of that round, basically. And I think that's just what sort of screwed over the side of Flank of Doom. Your med's really weak, and I think he just, you know, as soon as your med's weak, I think Freddo v Digga will just call for that bomb. But yeah, much better reply from the side of Freddo. And now Flank of Doom are the one to make the move for the retake with full Uber as well on the side of Freddo v Digga, which they are choosing for the bunker play. Which actually they do choose to just use this Uber aggressively, so interesting call, but they do get Akari as a result of it, and they might be able to get one more being the soldier, which they do, so Akari and Shy down, but Akari being the bigger pick on the demo, so not actually a bad choice calling for the aggressive play there. Expecting them to sort of bait out these stacks, but still, they get the pick on Akari, and then Shy as a consolation frag.
Yeah, exactly, but the time is down, that is a factor, but they have to be careful here. Lyup with the full-out Flanker Doom aggressing through right-hand side, through the little ramp there, but a minute down, 2 minutes remain. Shy just spamming out, good spam here, does get bombed by Namek, or Nam. Sky's going to clean up on that flank, but Yons has gone by and committed on Lyup. One rocket, two rocket forces out Lyup, but Yons dead in the meanwhile. No Sollies here for Freddo. Obviously, point capture is going to go in favor of Flanker Doom, but that time difference is going to be a knife in the gut.
Yeah, and also Uber out as well on the side of Freddo v Digga, so this makes it a little bit even harder for Flank of Doom to defend. So unless they choose to try just delay as long as they can, spam them out. However, though, Freddo v Digga have already made presence on this left-hand side. We do see Submarine clearing out this little sort of valley area here, and already Freddo v Digga already edging a point there, and Mikau tanking Submarine there, and we do see a bit of a play there, and yeah, Flank of Doom do manage to force out the Uber on the side of Freddo, and Lylop does get out, and they do at least have full Uber for this upcoming retake.
Akari's still in the back lines. He's sticky and piped Yons in the back. He's still alive. He's still calling a menace, but it could be a little bit of a feed here. Tira on the case. One rocket. He does pipe Tira. Akari could still have a chance to get a 2K. It looks like he does not, but the regression, the time play, Akari made so much space. Tetris and Light uses the Uber to clean up and kill Macau. Great distraction play from Akari there.
I don't even know how, I didn't even see, I just realized as well how Akari got behind. I didn't realize that he somehow got behind it, and I guess, yeah, Akari making that distraction play was a good play coming out from side of Flank of Doom, and at least allowed them to use the Uber and actually get a few decent picks for the side of Flank of Doom, and they do manage to retake the point there, and they do have a good amount of ad as well. By Freddo v Digga, yeah, now on the back foot, they're having to retake the point there, and yeah, just a little bit of spam coming out from side of Flank of Doom.
Exactly, but this point pressure's not looking good for Flank of Doom. Even times here, Name is on it. Lucy gets 2 chances and a third in the pickaxe. Onto Layup. He does get killed in the process, but Macau's out to spawn. Shy trying to consolidate. Bit too fast. Macau's out with his 2 scouts. Full ad for this push from Freddo. Let's see how Flank of Doom defend this point as the time ticks down from even.
I like Flank of Doom as well. Bit of a misplay coming from Lylop there. Unfortunately, missing that surf, and as Sky already falling down from the roof there, trying to spam out Freddo v Digga, and they do go for the aggressive play, going through bunker immediately, and that might be Lylop caught out. Lylop does get taken out, so that's the med down. Sky as well getting taken down, so players falling for the side of Flank of Doom, and that's 3 plays down in total for the side of Flank there, and really nice point retake coming outside of Freddo here. And Akari again stuck behind, and yeah, he does take down Tira, so he does.
Oh my god, Wilson Brown!
Actually, Wilson down gets Macau during all that sort of chaos, so it actually isn't too bad for the side of Flank of Doom. Tetrix as well getting pistols, so Frags actually going back in favor of Flank of Doom, so they managed to recover that sort of deficit they were in, and obviously Light Up getting taken down during that exchange there.
Yeah, exactly, but is gonna have that 30 ad, and that is crucial on this next push here. 60 seconds remain. Can Flank of Doom take this second round? Freddo coming up through the ramp. It's going to be, I'm going to call it Spam Valley from now on, but Tira gets instantly headshot rocketed by Shy. Out she goes. Yon's on that roof providing spam. Sky counterbombing. So is Shy committing on the scout. Great damage here. I'm looking at Kari and Tetris right now, but Shy in the bucket got a bomb out. 36 seconds left. We need to capture this point if I was Freddo here, but Akari is the answer to their... Is not the answer to their problem, sorry, is the problem. But still, that cap is 99%. They usually add in Tetris and Light Up. Can they get anything? They do get Shooter 25, but Shy's out post-Uber, but they trade a Scout v Soldier looking for this Macau. 90% Uber. They're going in through Spam Valley. Yon's bombing through, clearing roof. 9 seconds left. Still going to use this Uber through. They need players on the point as soon as they Uber. Shooter, half HP. Aegis is out, but Sky trying to consolidate. Macau 99. Oh my god, Wilson Brown forces out Macau. Akari dead. 35 seconds remain. Flank of Doom still 1-0, but it's 30 seconds until Freddo, and we have Wilson Brown being cheeky behind. Does get caught out. Tetris building this Uber bottom right in his own Spam Valley. 20 seconds remain.
Yeah, Flank of Doom getting that Uber for him. Macau almost dropping there on 9 HP, but aggressive move coming out from side of Flank of Doom. Shy already getting a bit of aggression, high ground on the roof that does fall down to get a bit of an arrow, and we do see a bit of aggressive on pistol overextending there just a little bit, and that could be also a scout going down for the side of Freddo, which it is. That is Tira going down. That's actually 3 plays down for the side of Freddo, and then Flank of Doom do a really, really good job managing to retake a point, having plenty of cap time as well, and it's Macau going down, and that is a wipe, and that is 2-0 for Flank of Doom, and they are off to a flying start already on map point.
Holy guacamole, Kevin. 2-0. That second round was closer than the first. Look, Freddo VD need to it's just the little things that are make or break right now. But let's see it. New mid, new me. Let's see how Pistol reacts here. I feel like he's getting shut down most of these points.
Playing also quite aggressive. Sometimes he may be just caught out overextending, potentially. And already that's Pistol getting focused. He's getting focused actually quite heavily. And we do see Pistol coming out. Sky as well getting traded out. However, though, Frag's going in the favor of, it looks like, Flank of Doom, but it's actually even out. 3 players left on both sides here, and Flank of Doom don't want to give up this point here, and already going for the aggressive recapture onto the point there, and yeah, they should be able to respond with the capture of their own.
Yeah, exactly. Pistol down that, I wouldn't even say early in the mid-fight, just down in that mid-fight. Akari just had free reign to zone off. No, Live just went into the bunker after he got bombed. It was just, you know, obviously the first cap went to Flanker Doom, but the Ubers are going to get traded out here. Tetris and Anger's here, but Tetris is going deep. He's got, oh my god, he almost got dropped, but here we go. Post Uber, Yons on the high. Sky gets rocketed here, but we're looking at the high ground here. Still, Freddo is going to start capturing this point. Shy's in on pistol, 2 rockets, but Shooter 25 is in it. Again, Sky's in, does a little bit of damage here. Nothing's going to get followed up, but Name, Tetris finds Name through their own main. Point's going to convert over to Freddo. And yet, it's like 10 ad, but Name's still wrecking in the flank here, but Wilson Brown finds him, but he's also an MG with Tiara in main. Tiara, sorry, apologies. But we're going to reconvene in the back, and let's see how Flanker Doom takes this point. Even times goes.
Yeah, I mean, both teams pretty much have even Ubers here, and already Flank of Doom have chosen to play the retake onto the point there. We do see the regressionary coming, high control coming out from Flank of Doom, already getting some good spam onto the side of Freddo here, and Tira, though, has managed to defend his team for the sake of his life there, with Shy getting taken out, and both teams having Uber, so definitely exchange on the cards, which it is, but that's Tira actually getting taken on Uber. Pistol needs to get flashed, does get flashed in the nick of time here, and Flank of Doom opt to back out there, ending on the safer safer area, which is on their side of the point there. Halvado, who now have a pause on the cards.
Now, look, I'm looking at the health right now of each individual person, but mind you, Tira and Yons have passed away. Oh, sorry, are dead. Sorry. So obviously a 2-player advantage for Flanker Doom, and then also just a bit more health on the side of Flanker Doom. So, you know, obviously, what if Flanker Doom convert this? And obviously, it's 90 seconds, so that's a lot of time. So it's going to be probably around a minute left. I think Flanker Doom capture this, and then maybe it's a last-ditch resort for Freddo here. That's my theory.
Yeah, I mean,
I reckon that's a pretty good theory. What I've noticed so far is this round especially, Pistol's been played with a little bit more aggression, but mostly his scouts are kind of baiting him, I think, in those team fights. And yeah, scout baiting is whatever. The nature of the role. But on roles like Demo Man, you need to, as scouts, make sure he's able to, you know, do the damage without getting killed all the time. And without that damage, Akari, again, is just kind of stepping on them like the little bugs they are.
I feel like as well, Pistol is... I'm curious to see how much damage he's taken actually at the end of this game. Obviously, we're still yet to find out the reason for the pause. But yeah, I feel like Pistol is... I think you're getting actually focused pretty well, and Flank of Doom, to be honest, are doing a good job shutting him down, to be fair.
Yeah, he is. He's an astute gamer, so I suppose it makes sense why they're targeting him, right?
Yeah, I do like Akari's aggression, and I don't think... Look, would you say Pistol matching that energy is working out? Maybe he needs to, like, sticky sync, maybe play a little bit more passive as his scouts run at Akari, and then he can just, you know, zone out his exit with stickies, maybe? What are the possibilities here for Pistol, just to, like, match Akari's energy in terms of aggressiveness and getting damage off / you know, getting those kills?
I think potentially baiting him into, again, overextending, like kind of has been happening to him, would work in his favor. Again, Submarine and Tira both are, you know, pretty good gamers, and if they're able to punish off that, it'll make it really hard for the Flanker Doom to, you know, retake point. As you've discussed continuously, the point cap's super fast on clear cut, and if they play around that, it's going to be so difficult for for Freddo to get for Flanker Doom to retake it, as we do still have this pause going on.
I think I hope maybe a tech issue. Who knows? We're just obviously waiting for the reasonable. But it looks like Flank of Doom have turned up definitely, and I feel like both teams had a week and a bit of practice. So, and it looks like the practice of Clear Cut, and they had a close series as well. You have to remember in the regular season as well, when Week 4 when Sunshine and Clear Cut were played, Flank of Doom had a really close series against Freddo Digga, but unfortunately just couldn't close it out. But looks like over obviously 1 week break from when we're meant to play the grand finals. I mean, clearly looks like practice is working, and Flank of Doom have managed to get off to a good start. But I think as well, from what I recall, when we watched that round 4 game, Flank of Doom also did lose this lead as well, and got reverse swept from what I recall, actually.
Maybe mental question mark, because that could also pose a threat. But what are your theories, guys, for that round 4?
If it does go to round 4, which we kind of assume, as we have the unpause now.
We're back.
We are so back, gentlemen. Now, let's see what has happened here. Obviously, point is going to get captured here. Flank of Doom, 2 minutes, 14. Now, we're going to wait 90 seconds.
And we'll figure out the reason why. What happened.
I'll guess it's a technical.
Probably a technical, yeah. 2 minutes on the board. It's going to even out here, but Freddo need to get their story straight in terms of point pressure, but we shall see how we go. Pistol getting spam rocketed heavy, but still, minute 50 behind. Yons goes behind. Wilson Brown on the case here, but Tira is finding out Shy and finds him out. Lyop, whoa, dodging, but Akari dead. Yons with the bomb onto him. So it's going to be no Akari, but no Solis a little bit here, but Tetris has to hold them off here. I can't tell the Ubers. There we go. Ubers are on and trading here. Flash from Lyop here, but still, even Ubers here. We're going to end on the point. Tetris is chasing hard. Lyop could be in trouble, but so is Shoot-On. Okay. Oh my god, Aegis just gets shut down. High bomb from Nam. Does get one rocket off. Does get shut down by Tetris yet again. A minute 40 left. Even times here. Point times 4 cap. Yon's on that high ground trying to provide spam. Does get killed by Sky, but Pistol getting off Sky, and it is Flank of Doom 2-0, minute 17. The pause should be very soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And
One thing,
and we can figure out what happened.
Yeah. One thing I'll point out. There we go. I guess it was disconnect. Just quickly, is the Tetris, whatever. He's playing out of his skin right now. Really putting it to Submarine and Tira.
Yeah, 100%. Players that are like unknown, but as soon as they get a good environment and good chemistry, there you go. Talk about going. Sky, Yons traded off. Wilson Brown on a 4K. Minute 25. Akari need to control his own high ground here so his Solis and Scouts can have an easier time. In minute 18, here we go. Shy's in. 3 fades, and it's going to be Macau using the Uber. Lyop does almost get caught. Finally uses it. Tetra is going to end so deep here, but Nam is caught. Does get flashed. Macau, what a flash. Post over on the even side. Yons on the high ground spamming. He's going to bomb over to Sky. Third and final kill for Tetris. It's going to be still in the favor of Freddo. And what a rocket from Shy there. 50 seconds left. Not a lot of players are surviving here. It's still on the clock. Even times. Sky just gets synced on. So does Nam. 5K for Wilson Brown. Akari is the only demo alive here. He needs to control this situation. 34 seconds. Point recaptured by Flank of Doom. Could see the match and final point here. And 2 Solis rolling out Yons. Nam. Shy needs that health back. Lyup needs to heal these Solis for this pre-fight. Or this ongoing fight. But all of them get bounced back to Yons. Bounces everyone back 2-0. But Macau's in. And it's going to be a total catastrophe here for Sky. 3K for Tira, and it's going to be Shy and Bunker. Macau uses it. Quarter HP. Wilson around 6K, dominating Yons. However, the full ad from Lyup. This is not looking good here from Freddo. But Wilson Brown does get shut down. But the 2 flank members are on it. Akari's in, bombing through main, trying to pipe. Macau does get piped. Finishes them off. And the swords are out. Akari dead. Pistol going to consolidate. 23 seconds remain from Flank of Doom. Can they do it?
I mean, Flank of Doom, a very, very, long fight, but they do manage to come on top. And now time working in their favor, and also Uberad as well. And as a result, Macau has chosen to switch to crits to see if he can get the fastest sort of building rate on the crits there. And already time going down, and so Flank Freddo v Digga, need to make the move onto the point there. We do see commitment coming from Shy and Sky. Both getting taken out there, Tira and Nam. and Submarine cleaning them up, respectively. The Halbakari does respond with Yons, but players going down on the side of flank of Doom here. And that's actually Macau getting caught out, but Halvado, I think Freddo v Digga should have this, but it's going to come down to the wire. Can Flank of Doom just get a bit of time on the point? Soldiers rolling out there, and I don't think
Sky hitters.
so.
Oh, the soldier rollout.
1 round now, Freddo v Digga are on the board, so not over yet, but still map point for the side of Flank of Doom here.
We are so back. 2-1. Let's see it. Maybe that attack pause was needed. Maybe they just needed a breather and a little cup of tea, but let's see it. New mid, new me. Let's see how Flank of Doom adapt to the new strat that Freddo had acquired.
I'm also curious to see how Pistol does as well, especially after attack pause. But already, Freddo v Digga making the first move here. Yons immediately going super aggressive. They're landing on that saw part, trying to get onto Lylop, which he does take down Lylop there, but Yons gets straight out. Shy and Kari both get taken down as well for the side of Flank of Doom, but frags going in both sides way, but Flank of Doom already going for the aggressive, have taken the position on the point, but have actually lost a lot of their team as a result of that, with just the scouts remaining for the side of Flank of Doom. Wilson Brown gets cleaned up, and that's Tetrick as well getting claimed by Tira, who is on a 4-kill streak. And Freddo v Digga, I think this might be the first time they've actually, second time potentially, they've responded with a mid-win in a way.
Yeah, this is a breath of fresh air. Shy sacks in. Does get a lot of damage on Macau, does get healed up, unfortunately, but 2 minutes 45, time restarted here for Freddo versus Digga. Here we go, the bunker play, the classic defensive play if you have the point. 2 minutes 35, Flank of Doom looking to sack here, but the Ubers are going to even out, so I don't think they are going to sack. Instead, they are going to edge the point, 98% sure. Akari trying to zone off that bunker because they know Macau is in there. Sky spamming that doorway. We're looking to use early, which they get forced to. Lie-up uses it in return. Akari does get flashed, but Pistol bombs out. Post Uber on each other side. Tetris going into. Oh my god, Sky just got fucking raped. Sky, Akari dead, Pistol dead. 6-8 from Tetris. A lot of chaos happening for this post Uber. Lie-up narrowly dodging Yons. And it's going to be Wilson Brown and Shy with Lie-up. Let's see how they go up against 2 scouts and Macau.
Yeah, it looks like Freddo v Digga, they've definitely changed stuff around, because this is much better gameplay coming from the side of Freddo, especially Pistol as well, who looks like he's trying to bounce back from the rough first 2 rounds he had, and we already do see a bit of an aggression on the high ground. Tira unfortunately falling to his death there. Wilson Brown trying to get a trade out there, but that's Sky getting taken on the side of flank of Doom here, but good high ground. Wilson Brown is getting his pistol hack up on Nam gets cleaned up there, and there's such a submarine falling down on the side of Freddo v Digga, and as a result, flank of Doom do manage to recapture the point there. However, both teams pretty much coming up with Uber, with Macau basically 86, 90% the way there.
Exactly. Even Ubers, but a minute difference. However, it's going to be even time. Sorry, I just think that felt like a little guess there. But even times, basically, Macau through bunker. They're going to use it early, try to get Akari flash, which they do. And Macau still hasn't used. Great milk from Macau, and they're going to end deep with this. Mr. Agus is in it to win it. Tetris Akari dead. Lie-up has to run for his life. Sky is going to meet his fate, but Wilson Brown back to spawn is going to be Sakaruni? Question mark?
Yes, it feels like it's sack o'clock. I mean, they got time to play with, so it doesn't surprise to me if they do go for a bit of a sack play, but already do see a bit of space taken by Shy here, already trying to peek the bunker, but lots of space already taken by Freddo v Digga as a result of capturing the point, and we already see Pistol with that relentless spam, especially with the default grenade launcher. He's got the pills running around, so he's just doing, I feel like, a lot of damage just based off, I guess, rollers pretty much. And already do see an aggressive play coming from the soldier of Freddo v Digga there. Yon's getting cleaned up by Akari there, however, Shy does get traded out by Tira, so we do see trades back and forth here, and looks like Flank of Doom going for the aggressive move there. Freddo v Digga do lose 2 players down in the process, so player advantage in favor of Flank of Doom, which they are using it to their advantage, already able to retake the point, but still time advantage in the side of Freddo here.
Exactly, a minute 33, but Freddo have all the time in the world. Even Uber's going to look for a trade here. Tetris and Age. There they go. Macau still hasn't used. Finally used. Obviously, better Uber here for Freddo. They're going to end it quite on this point, but Tetris is still in it, and he is dodging like no tomorrow. Shy trying to consolidate off the height she goes, and Yons is going to be not dead by the full damage. Instead, Sky and Akari dead. However, Liup is 65 HP, and a lot of players on this Freddo team are quite advancing here. Shy headshot rockets the scout, falls to his death. Shy still alive. Let's see the re-aggression very soon here, but still 40 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, pretty much even Uber as well. We already do see a bit of a Valley aggression coming up from the side of flank of Doom. That's Tetrix getting clear up, and Lilac getting tagged down incredibly low. Does get finished off by a rocket from Nam. The Tirov's doing most of the damage, and time advantage in the side of Freddo with 25 seconds left on the clock. But however, though, Nam gets cleaned up by Sky and Wilson Brown there, and it looks like they are getting a bit of ground. However, though, frags going in favor of Freddo v Digga, but point capture though getting captured by the side of flank of Doom as they are trying to avoid delaying any sort of spawners here, just waiting for Sky here, and the point should get captured eventually for the side of flank of Doom, as we do see both teams. Sorry, Uber coming out on the side of Freddo v Digga, which they actually do manage to clean up Akari Tetrix there as well. And as a result of not capturing, Freddo v Digga should get a second round on the board, and potentially, yeah, they do. So 2-2. So could we be seeing a repeat of what happened on round 4, a reverse sweep inbound, as now we see map point for both sides.
On the cards, I reckon. Yeah, what's up, Freaky?
Man, you're gonna have a great time after this map.
Some people will be torn down, potentially.
Interesting. We shall find out after this round. Maximum 6 minutes around. But yeah, here we go. Final mid-fight. We've had a couple of new mid, new me's. Now it's the same old mid. Who will win? Now, Sky on high, Wilson Brown and Shy on the flank. Yons goes behind. Both Solis go behind. We're going to see a collapse here momentarily, but Wilson Brown has one under control. Can he control Yons in the back? Which he does, and Mikhail's going to get bombed. Sky, low HP, and that is a complete wipe. Ladies and gentlemen, Flank of Doom, bring it back. We could see match point.
I think the double soldier bomb behind there was not the play to make. Really, do I think? And when it does, you're still playing that fight.
Talking about game effectively here. Full ad goes.
Yeah, full ad for Flank of Doom, and it's obviously a much better reply. Obviously now 2-2, and it looks like Flank of Doom opted for Bunker, but himself by all but Tetrix, and Lineup get launched there. They actually do take down Pistol as well. So Pistol helping himself to his death there, and actually Shy getting taken down sort of during all that chaos there. But really, really nice work by Tetrix using that sticky just so forward and just two-shot Pistol there. And good response coming up from Flank of Doom. However, though, Uber ad now in favor of Freddo v Digga. So at least Mikhail does get out with his life there, so they're able to use the super ad to retake the point. But now Flank of Doom with the time advantage.
It's really fun.
Combo bombing in. Minute 55. Yeah, it's a lot of time down. It's not what you want to see on match point. Still, Mikhail has that full ad. I'm looking to see they will capture the point. The sacks are in. Shy and doesn't really get much. Sky as well. Wilson Brown, the 3-man sack is out, but it's going to be even Ubers for this counter attack momentarily from Flank of Doom. Great from Tiro there, just cancelling out those bombs. Great scout gameplay.
Indeed, really, really good reply coming out from the side of Freddo there, and now playing the high ground here. But as a result of that as well, both teams have Ubers here, so it might just turn into a trade onto the point there. But Flank of Doom need to figure out when to make a move. These pills though, Pistol are just lobbing across the map, and already Flank of Doom are making the move on to the point there. And oh my god, that scout gets launched up in the air there, but Uber does reply back from the side of Flank of Doom, which is a touch better, but that is actually Tetrix dying in that sort of post-Uber phase.
Post-Uber phase indeed, and he is needed for this post-Uber as Yons is in. It's going to be a couple rockets on the combo. 3, could be a 4 on Akari. Does get the kill in his revenge. Fire finishes them off, but Sky dead. That post-Uber was something else. Minute 59 on the board for Freddo. Can they win this?
Freddo as well able to sort of reply, and they're able to retake the point there, but they are a player down being Yons there, but he does come up shortly as well. But Pistol again just getting a lot of spam onto the side of Flank of Doom with these rolls there, but that's Akari getting caught out and getting exploded on by Pistol as well, and as a result Pistol has chosen to make the move. Tira taking down Shy as well, so Freddo v Digga looking to make the aggressive move here, and already Yon's getting that high control, and Freddo v Digga have forced Flank of Doom out. However, though, both teams, same thing. Ubers now.
Yeah, exactly. Even Ubers, but Sky just respawning, but Freddo down a Solly. Half capped for flank, and it's basically even times here. I'm looking for the aggression momentarily. Through bunker, you know, if it works, don't change it. They use the Uber throughout bunker, trying to cancel, force out Macau, but he is just milking it beyond belief. Does get to 22 HP and milks it. Post Uber line up, caught in the valley, does die. Post Uber, so does Tetris. Wilson Brown, 5k from Macau with the assist, and it's going to be Sky trying to clean up. And the pistol with the katana on Akari and Sky. But Shy is in behind enemy lines. Can she support her team and kill off Macau with this regression and the 20 ad they have?
I mean, Shy behind is working. I was going to say Shy behind is good, but I think she's been slowed out, but does take down Nam. So at least she does get a frag for being behind there. Wilson Brown controlling this right-hand roof. There does spot the scout there, trying to take the fight there on the right-hand side, though. But point capture now, starting to decide a Flank of Doom time in favor of Freddo v Digga with 20 seconds left on the clock there. Flank of Doom do reply with the point capture. Tiro does get taken out in the process. We do see a soldier flying around the left-hand side, trying to get behind there, but already Flank of Doom going for the aggressive play there, but Uber shortly coming up on the side of Freddo v Digga. So are they going to use this aggressively? Which they do pop the Uber, so using the Uber just to retake the point straight away there, and that's Tetris getting caught out. However, Lilap is already long gone there, so that at least gives them Uber ad for this point retake, but however, time not in their favor.
16 seconds left. Freddo are in it to win it here. Shy almost getting caught out bunker. Out she goes. Going to get bowed by Lyop. But it's going to be full out here. Sky high bombing, clearing off Rude. Fade bomb. 3 seconds left. Tetris, but the trap's finally dead from pistol. And it's going to be Tetris on that point. Berry Roll does get killed here. So it's all up to Wilson Brown. Akari does get the Ubered on. Could this be a C9 here? We're looking for people on the cap. No, it isn't. Holy guacamole.
Very close, but time in favor of Freddo v Digga. Flank of Doom cannot let this point get captured now. They are in a do or die sort of scenario here, and we already do see an aggressive play coming out from Nam there. It does take down the Kairi, so Freddo v Digga already have one piece of the puzzle, and that's already Sky getting taken out of Wilson as well. Play is falling down for Flank of Doom, and I think Freddo v Digga have done it. They've done the reverse sweep, and 3-2 in their favor, and Freddo v Digga are off to a flying start in this grand final. Obviously, first round's not going their way, but managed to recover and forcing a round 5, and Freddo v Digga do manage to take it, and we will be moving on to Granary as our next map.
Yes.
Insane.
We will get the logs up very shortly, but hats off to specifically Kira. They played extremely well. Top dragging. One. What do you think? Right.
It was just Tira and Shooter 25. Insane work as the scout, just denying those soldier bombs. Holy.
I mean, I agree with the same thing of Tira and both Submarine cleaning up. Obviously, Tira doing a lot more of the heavy lifting with 47 kills there, and obviously, I think having the most in the server. But I feel like this game as well, look, it started off very poorly for Pistol, but it looks like he did bring it back in the end. Obviously, Akari's still coming out with top damage, but the amount of damage he took and towards the end was definitely a lot more. And when you also look at the, I feel like as well, overall, like especially compared to demo, Pistol definitely brought it back towards that end area, but when you look at just general how close the game was, it was very close around. Even look at the kill difference on the logs. The players to show up on the side of especially clear cut where it's super a soldier go behind and stacking. Like you look at Yons, despite having 184 damage, 25 deaths, same with Nam. I feel like he's just sort of trying to make space to do sort of whatever he can. But no, very good recovery from the side of Freddo v Digga, and Tira dropping 47 kills, and I feel like might be why they won.
Yep, it's a Koth map. Good scouts win maps for them. What I'll point out is that ignoring the soldiers, as everyone does, Kari died. The soldiers, they're always going to die. However, dying 23 times. You see that he had 30 on at like thanks. 23 bridges, 10 seconds, 15 seconds spawn time. That's a lot of time out of the game if you break it right down. As Ghost, I think, said, rounds go for a max of 6-ish minutes, 6 and a little bit, and having a demo man missing for that considerable amount of time makes it so hard to effectively fight, which is where I think, Pistol really came into its own because, despite kind of getting owned in the first 2 rounds, maybe that tactical pause did have someone telling them what they need to do, which is to protect him. And if I compared rounds, etc., I'm sure you'd see the deaths of Pistol dropping significantly after that pause.
Yeah, can see that. Obviously, Kari dead for most of that. Look, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. 3-1, or like 2-0, I should say. They come back from Freddo here, but obviously moving forward here, the next map, Granary, because obviously that first map was picked by Freddo, the winners of this first map. So, but it was not looking that way whatsoever. What are we expecting here for map 2, which is going to be Granary, which is also Flanker Doom's pick?
I hope we
Freddo
get
v.
to see.
Digga. Sorry,
Oh, no,
I think
go
Freddo
ahead.
v. Digga have a good. It's one of the weaker maps. They did lose the regular season, so I'm hoping Flanker Doom can pull something out on the map, like a punish pick like Gran. But no, I think Freddo v. Digga need to getting a win on clear cut is definitely good for them. But now I think it's also a mental game for the side of Flank of Doom, especially losing a 2-0 lead.
Absolutely. I'd like to see Soldier, dominance, because Scout meta's boring. It's been boring for like the last decade. Continue to be boring. No one likes Scout. Let's be real here. But that in mind, I think it'll really give Sky and what's his name? Sky and Shy, there we go. The opportunity to really play to the strengths of that role in the class. Will it happen realistically? Probably not, but it's something I can hope.
Tetrix as well had a monster first half, but then I feel like he also did sort of slowly fall off. But I think the big factor, I guess, well, on clear cut, what we saw was Akari as well dying there 23 times. They still got most of the damage, but it looked like near that sort of when Freddo v. Digga started their reverse sweep, I think that attack pause again, we agreed, definitely helped out, and sort of Pistol, wasn't getting he was getting focused quite heavily at the start, to be fair, and then it looks like Akari sort of, got that sort of same treatment, dying 23 times. And then Pistol, I guess, not playing too overextended, because Akari definitely did get caught out in some of his couple, end rounds there.
It's interesting to see how they are going to combat, Submarine and Tira here in this next map, Granary.
I think it's going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be it might be a closer game, very similar to what we saw on Clear Cut. But being Freddo v. Digga, they had a very rough game during the regular season on this map. I do feel like Flank of Doom should be able to take it and then tie up the series 1-1. But if Freddo v. Digga managed to recover Granary, which, again, as we said earlier, they've been scrimming this map for weeks because, there was the 1 week delay. I think, we could be seeing a 2-0 for Freddo v. Digga, and then obviously they're on series point. But I guess Flank of Doom as well, this is a weaker map for Freddo v. Digga, so I feel like they need to punish that and definitely abuse the fact. And as well, Granary, as mentioned by Moon, it's not super scout heavy. You're more relying on your projectile soldiers and demo to do that sort of heavy lifting, especially on these mids as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
all we need now is for Badlands to come back.
Badlands come back. Yeah, no. No thanks. But yeah, Granary is up next. Obviously, 3-2 Freddo, their pick. They're winning the map after that reverse sweep. I want to talk about predictions. After seeing this first map, what are we now predicting for the Freddo pick map, Granary?
I mean, I feel like I want to say Flank of Doom should be able to take this, definitely, on Grand, because it is a considerably weaker map for Freddo v Digga. But despite the fact that, you know, again, as we said, both teams scrimming for a week extra, basically, I feel like Freddo v Digga should have hopefully have polished out the mistakes that were happening. The one thing I remember in round 4 that they were having issues was going too fast, and especially that was such an, like, you know, near the early start of the season, and role changes as well, definitely, because I feel like, from memory, I don't think Nam was on... Nam wasn't on, I think, Roma? Yon's Roma, Nam Pocket, so I feel like it definitely might change the dynamic. But nevertheless, I think Flank of Doom picking this is very smart. Obviously, you know, you do pick picks, so why not pick 2 punish picks? And I feel like Granary, I think should go with Flank of Doom. But again, I think we should get somewhat of a similar scoreline, maybe close. But I want to say 4-2 in favor of Flank of Doom.
Moon?
I reckon it'll be 1-2, having a quick golden cap. We know last cap's really fast on this map, and you know, if anyone's brave enough to use the brain train, you'll see some plays like that happen. Whether they work, it remains to be seen. But you know, stuff like that does work. You know, it's not as if it's too different to Gully Wash, but you know, I like the pain train. I don't know. I think hopefully Akari is able to, you know, establish his presence again. Getting focused down doesn't help anyone, and it makes it really hard, I think, to come back from that, you know, map later. That in mind, though, hopefully we see something different, I guess. You know, a reverse sweep would be really funny, but can't really happen to that extent. So, yeah, it'd be interesting.
I'm just pulling up something quickly with that Granary game when Flank of Doom played, because I think as well... Yeah. So this is the first time as well, I just want to highlight as well, this is the first time Flank of Doom, I think, is playing this in official, exclude minus scrims, with this lineup, because they originally started the season with Akari on Combo Scout. So this is the first official, you want to put it that way, of them playing Grand with this core lineup you see on the screen here. So obviously scrim results are scrim results, but now can they replicate that into this official game where Freddo v Digga have been, I guess, playing with the same sort of core lineup, maybe just a few role swaps every now and then? But it's going to be interesting to see what Flank of Doom can do, especially when they played this map last time, it was Akari Combo Scout Shy demo. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I want to, and I still am on the fact that Flank of Doom should be able to take Gran, because Freddo v Digga did struggle on that map. Sorry, round 2, not round 4. Sorry, earlier. My bad. But in that sort of round 2, in round 2 of the regular season. So, yeah, curious to see how Flank of Doom can replicate that in that sense, but also especially with their new lineup. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they could still, just echoing what you said, yeah, just could still have that chemistry. But ooh, what an Escher from now. But yeah, yeah, keen to see. Look, my predictions. I am gonna say Flank of Doom. Obviously, it's their map pick, but I think it's gonna be a 3-2. Just because, like, there's a chance of off classes here. You know, Tetris Sniper, Wilson Brown Sniper, maybe a spy from Wilson Brown. But you need to consider these off classes as well, because obviously, look, obviously these Asia Fort Scouts can play Sniper. They're born and bred to play hit scan. You know, but it's more or less of like, I feel like it's just going to come down to these off classes, like the odd timings of the spy, or even just Sniper sidelines on this last point, or second to mid. Sorry, mid to second, apologies. But yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me as well if we do see some hero peaks as well from these Asia Fort Snipers, Tira, Submarine, but even likes of Wilson. I know Sky as well can definitely jump in at Sniper if need be as well, so I'm curious to see if he does choose to do that. But, I mean, Spy I feel like is a little bit easier in my opinion. But Sniper, especially if you're trying to break that sort of yard hold on, breaking towards second point, having that Sniper peek on that ramp, sort of moving, slowly working their way up the ramp, definitely can work. But curious to see how they do utilize that sort of off-classing capabilities of. I think a lot of these players in the server 2 mills have that ability just to flex. But yeah, those players we highlighted before, I think are the ones to watch out for.
Yeah, exactly. I totally forgot about Shy, but yeah, 100% Shy is the one to look out for. But look, but yeah, obviously both teams should be readied up very shortly here. So look, are we seeing a second? Look, all of our predictions, have all been close. What is one factor? Just to summarize, what is one factor that can change the outcome?
Lots of demo deaths make this map really hard to play.
Keeping them alive, definitely. No, I actually want to see the last push on this map are very, very crucial. Especially how wide the point is and how much space there is. You've seen teams falter, and I think that's what Freddo v Digga as well. Last time they played this in round 2, that's what they sort of fell apart to, was going too fast for these last pushes. So I'm hoping they've polished them out. But I think, definitely these sort of final pushes are crucial, as we do have both teams getting the ready up, and we are in our way onto Granary. Freddo v Digga in the lead in the series, 1-0.
Exactly. After a week of practicing, they should be ironed out, Ghost. 100%. But look, second map, ladies and gentlemen. Can Freddo take it in the 2-0? But Pistol and Akari out to mid. It's going to be one sticky off from Akari. No damage. Second sticky, no damage. Great dodging. Pistol reverts himself onto the Tetris, getting a sticky off. A little bit of high control, or lack of high control. Akari kills off Yons, but kills off Shy. Layup gets bombed. One rocket. I'm looking for the counter bomb here. Pistol all by himself, and it's going to be deadlock here. Macau is also... This is a complete catastrophe here from Flank. I mean, from the side of Freddo here, but Flanker Doom is... just that's it. It was just all that just for that pistol kill as they all go into death corner. It's crazy.
For a very messy mid as well, coming up from Freddo. Sorry, from both teams, but Freddo v Digga do manage to clean up at the very end. And Pistol as well choosing to elect for the Quickie Bomb launcher, which it doesn't surprise me, as he does really, really like using this weapon, especially with that sort of fast fire rate. And it also won't surprise me if Macau, which I am correct, is on crits. So, very, very smart move coming out from side of Freddo.
Exactly, but we're talking about this veterancy of a map here. Maybe it was a little tack back in the day. Who knows? But yeah, 100% smart play here. But they're going to look to use this on last year. Plus, Layup did die. So it's a lot of crits out here. 40 ad. Let's see. Is Pistol. They do use it through the corner. Does kill out Tetris. Akari in the corner does get arrowed, but he is going to fall to the crits post-Uber, but Sky killing off Macau, but the damage is done in the two-pipe. Timmy two-pipe from Pistol. It's Layup versus the world. Holy guacamole, the first round done and dusted. Pistol takes it into his pocket in the lead.
That crits play working really well for Pistol there. And picking up Tetrix, but also that sort of consoling frag on I think it was Akari as well, and then sort of the side of Fred do manage to go in and clean up as we move our way into a new mid here. Pistol rolling out a little bit faster, but already getting a nice amount of damage onto the scout, onto Catwalk here, already going aggressive through this left-hand side here, working his way, already rotating around towards Gary, and funneling Akari out. Akari's in so much damage there, and they're just shoved back in the depth corner. No ground takeout for the side of Flank of Doom. Already Shy getting taken out with Yons and Submarine going down in the favor, and as well, Frags, however, though, going in the favor of Flank of Doom a little bit better, and now Freddo v Digga on the Black Hook. Also, Mel trying to cut off Macau. Macau gets cleaned up there, and that's just Pistol there, and Pistol does get cleaned up. And Lineup living as well, so a good response coming out from Flank of Doom and having full Uber out now.
Holy guacamole. It was looking so bad for Flank of Doom, and they bring it back. We are so back there. Shy was all behind getting the distraction play we've seen in Akari map 1. Basically, vice versa, map 2, just Shy bringing back 1 or 2 players on the side of Freddo. Oh, as I look at the avatars on the side of my screen, we have a little off class here on last. But yeah, Shy bringing a lot of players back here, which was great.
Shy of the sorry, we do have the NG coming up, as you said, off classing, so it's kind of expected for Granary, so just looking to stand to the last hold there, but already Yon's getting taken out, so already, oh, actually, as I said, a trade coming out for the side of Freddo v Digga, with Tira taking out Sky for this Uber, but on 50% Uber, Macau is already faded for the side of Flank of Doom, and no point capture, no space taken, that is Flank of Doom legging it out of the last point there, and it wouldn't... Okay, I was going to say, if Macau was on crits, it wouldn't surprise me, but Macau staying on the Uber charge here, a good hold coming up from Freddo.
Yeah, exactly. That lunchbox area getting counter pushed. There goes the Wilson Brown pick. But we have Sky and Lunchbox. Oh my god, the re-aggression kills off and drops off Macau and gets a second one. Sky. Flank play. And that is 70% for Layup. Name dead. Tetris is cleaning up, but we have Submarine on the flank here. He's gonna wait his turn. He smells his prey. Sees the soldier up top. He is on the buff banner, but Pistol all by himself. Layup dead by Submarine, but at what cost? The point is now capped for Flanker Doom, but Sky. Holy, what a Z little play there. Jesus Christ.
That's Granary.
Play. Oh.
That's Granary to a T. I did want to point out, for that last push, Shy was preparing to use the Conqueror. I think it's a very interesting ult pick for your pocket to have. You know, having that extra regen plus damage on heal on damage rather, it makes pushes very much easier in the grand scheme of things.
100%. Yons, Fade Bomb. Here's Nam in it to win it. Fade Bomb again. Shy on the conch. Bombs that scout. Tiro dead. Nam is full committing onto Shy. Does get the second rocket off. Who's going to reload first? Do trade off Tetris and Pistol. Sky dead. It's going to be Macau and Shooter in the Pistol. Oh my god, Tetris. No heals. Lie up dead, but it's Macau with 65. Tetris, the movement protege. It's going to be a little AD movement. MGE here. But the meat shots are not coming through, and good old Aegis wins that mid.
Yeah, good. Macau living through us like chaos there as well, so much needed. I was going to say, got a bit scary there when Tetrix was dodging and weaving.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least they do manage to take down Tetrix there, and also having Flubrad for this last point. And speaking about Tetrix, he's already choosing to go for that off-class NG pick. Akari doing a little bit of spam onto the second point there, but I don't think anyone's going to walk into that. Doesn't look like it. As we also do see Freddo Vidiga doing a similar play, going through that lunchbox position.
Exactly. But up top, the combo goes. Fred uses the Uber through the full out. Sentry Gun, level 2 Tetris, right spawn. Yawns with the air shot onto Sky. Here we go. Sentry Gun down. It's going to be a little pineapple action. That's going to be a completely fast round over and done with 2-1. Yawns with the air shot. Sentry Gun down immediately on that point. That is what we like to see in Grand Finals.
Nice shot by Yons onto Sky there. Nice little triple with that for the last push there. But yeah, 2-1. Freddo Vidiga still retaining that lead just by one though, so not crazy there. And Pistol has actually now elected to go back to the default sticky bomb launcher as he does roll out through the standard through Def Corner. Does get the pack here, and we do just see both teams engaging with spam there. Pistol does get a bit of damage onto the high ground there, getting some nice damage onto the red crate there. Already do see a bit of aggression coming from Nam, but Nam does fall back there, does go for the second re-aggression there, bombing onto the combo of Flank of Doom. Does manage to take down Lyle up there. However though, players going down for the side of Freddo, as is play advantage for the side of Flank of Doom. Tetrick does clean up Submarine there, and it's just Tira left, who is stuck in the Death Corner trying to go for some sort of salvage play, trying to run behind there, already getting pistol down by Tetrix, and Tetrix does clean up Tira, and a nice little 4-kill streak.
Yeah, Layup unfortunately surfing into the big black torch pole and could not surf otherwise. Found his death, and then Shy with the rebomb onto Pistol. And then one of the scouts, I did forget who it was, I presume it's Tetris, but yeah, kills off Macau post-chaos fight there on that mid. Yeah, it was just cleanupcrew.com.au, but this is different now, the change of pace right now. Even Ubers, and we're mid to second rather than mid to last that we've always seen here. Oh, the quick bomb from Pistol.
He loves the pistol. He loves the quickie bomb. And speaking of quickie bomb, we do have a crits as well, which is being tremendously fast as well. Macau is coming up with that crits shortly, which they do have. Now they have spotted out the combo, but pistol just got deleted. So that might be crits over, and it looks like there won't be any other frags with that crits. Macau living on 4 HP, but does get scattered down at the end there, and looks like we do have full Uberad for the side of flank of Doom, and we also do have a backpack control for the side of flank of Doom, or being on Shy on the conch.
Exactly. Now, look, Caster's Curse here. The sniper is out from Tira. Just going to go quick scope. He's still in that right spawn. Shy's in the air, but name dead. Sentry gun down. Traps are still on the point here. Tira on the off-class heavy. Akari's on the point, but it's double. It's ×4 on the last cap, and it's basically 2-2 even all. This is crazy. These rounds are going by so fast.
Yeah, getting very, very close down to the wire, but now very, very back and forth here as, yeah, 2-2. So Flank of Doom able to respond with a round of their own, now have equalized the score. 15 minutes still on the clock, so still plenty of time to play with it. And Pistol still electing to, that is not what you want to see. Pistol is a little bit slow to mid, definitely, so maybe have to play a little bit more on this left-hand side, which he is electing to, so already going aggressive here. Pistol obviously beefing the roll out there slightly, but already getting aggressive here as Freddo v Digga all fully rotate towards that Gary side of flank of Doom, and we do see frags being both soldiers getting taken out on the side of flank of Doom there. Yonzo falling down for the side of Freddo. Nam getting tagged incredibly low, does manage to get the reheal, but also does get taken out. That's soldiers down for both sides. Tetrix taking down Pistol there, and as a result of that rollout, I think, yeah, Freddo v Digga are calling the retreat button, which they are. Tira getting taken out. I think Macau is nowhere to be seen, and I feel like that's, yeah, I think Pistol unfortunately screwed up their rollout. I think might have just unfortunately cost them that mid there.
Yeah, exactly. Macau on Uber here, so it's even Ubers here, but I just want to give holy guacamole, the Kobe from Akari onto Pistol was insane. Yeah, great mid fight there, great cleanup. Flanker Doom, this is obviously their map pick here, but it's really starting to show as well. They're coordinated as ever here, but we shall see how these Ubers transpire. Maybe a little lunchbox play here with Sky and Wilson Brown.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, we do see now a stalemate situation here, so I think pretty standard holds as well, nothing too wacky. But Yon's actually getting taken out, being the first casualty in this hold, so that's already a soldier down for the side of Freddo here, and as a result of that, it looks like Flank of Doom are making some ground, but not a lot. They're getting a bit of time on to point, and I think Freddo want to go for some sort of aggressive exchange, but Pistol getting tagged down quite low there, but does manage to get the reheal. So not much space has been made for the side of Flank of Doom, but they are trying to edge this point very slowly, as we do see a bit of a spam contest happening between both teams here.
Yeah, still leaving Ubers. Yon's respawning. Still, it's going to be the default classes here for both teams. 3 minutes of the round remain. Classic hit, but that point is getting edged by Shy. She knows what is up. Sky, 87 HP on that flank there. Got to be careful, but you just got to edge that point so they're all out, which it does look like. Question mark, no one's... Freddo, I'm unsure what they're doing. They're going back and forth between the shutters. But yeah, Sky getting caught. Lunchbox, don't do that again, Pistol says. But the flank is open here, and it's going to leak out from the side of Freddo here. But Macau getting forced, and it's going to be an Uber trade here, actually. Solely, it's going to be a 2007 trade. Post Uber Conch is going to be pulled by Shy, getting ready. They use it in. I'm looking at Akari right now, using it in. High ground getting spammed. They need to get in with this damage reduction. Both scouts are in. Wilson Brown trying to do damage, but Pistol finds Tetris. So does Wilson Brown and Submarine. Seconds capped here, but 10% dis out here for Flanker Doom. I don't even know what that was.
I mean, the conch play worked out as well. Just going super aggressive. Once you pop the punch, you just have to go for it. And they do manage to at least gain ground. They do manage to get the point as well. But recapture coming out from the side of Freddo v Digga. So we do manage to recover that point there. And Shy still on this, I believe, conch. I don't think she switched banner. So I think she's just got to grind out with the damage here. And both teams shortly coming with Uber here. I think it's just going to even out anyway, regardless. Doesn't look like Freddo v Digga are using this ad that they have here, but yeah, even Uber still for both sides, and I think again curious to see if Flank of Doom do the similar play, go from their sort of flank area.
Here we go. It's been called. Tira calls it. We're gonna rotate here. Wiki bomb out from Pistol, clearing up that little ground level flank here. Shooter Submarine gets absolutely cancelled. So does Nam. Does he get caught? He does. Solely down on this high ground here, but Wilson Brown and Sky getting pressured. Sky is punished. But they're out. The conscious out. The damage. Jons is out in it to win it, but Macau still has that Uber. Layup drops. Shy in that Uber. It's going to be on Akari for this post Uber yard on this flank hand side. And Layup dead post Uber. This is weird. And Jons is going to be full committed on Akari. Jons does pick up the kill here, but what turn of events is this?
Very messy. I think the mistake coming out from Flank of Doom looked very messy on their behalf. And Lylop getting caught down as well in that sort of post, but they're already backing to it, trying to leave Akari, who's trying to, I guess, fend for his life with Lylop. And as a result of that, Freddo Digga managed to gain ground, have Uber out as well in the process, so actually a better outcome for the side of them. Yeah, and we do see a bit of aggression coming out from the side of Flank of Doom, already back onto this mid, trying to stop them from capping, and it looks like we might just be seeing another sort of mid fight all over again.
But look, Sky sacks in, trying to get something, and Salvage City returns his phone call and picks up pistol. But Demo v Soldier, I would take that. But with 40 disat, it's okay with that demo pick down. You're in through left-hand side, pushing yard. Freddo, can they make space? Jons does get penciled in the air. Shy picks up the ground rocket. Akari's trapping out Tira, and he is going to get completely demolished and caught out. That's 2 players dead in the span of 10 seconds. Flank of Doom should take this mid-fight without really any resistance and could push second very fast.
And it looks like, as you say about mid-fight, I thought Freddo Digga might go stay for a little bit longer, maybe try spam, or maybe see if they want to go for an exchange play. But it looks like Tetrix wants to go faster, already working his way towards Gary, but it looks like he's just being cautious, clearing out traps there, and it looks like they have gone through Gary. Lylop just avoiding any sort of spam here, and the trade looks like is going to happen for both sides potentially, as we do see a bit of a looks like a bit of a mixed bag of calls here. I think Tetris want to go right there, but they should get the scout of Submarine there, which they do manage to pick up. And I think Tetrix now stuck there, and the Uber does get popped out on the side of Flank of Doom. I think a force play, but it looked a bit indecisive as well on what side they want to take.
Yeah, Layup just getting sticky spam from pistol. It's just right hook after right hook, theoretically. And Layup tried to get that small pack in garage, which he did, but then he did get forced by the scout that did go behind, such as Tira. Just... yeah, it was miscommunication and organization has gone downhill. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're back to it. Tetris, oh my god, just absolutely gets dominated. So does the entire combo of Flank of Doom. Jons bombing in for the exit, and he is going to pick up maybe a 2k. Oh, it's a skill stolen, and Sky falls to his death. No.
I mean, Submarine cleaning up there, doing a really nice job, but I feel like a little bit of some mistakes coming up from Flank of Doom, especially knowing that it was pretty much full disad and you didn't force the side of Freddo. It surprised me for them to stay in a little bit longer, and already spawn trap happening. Tetrix does get taken out, so another delayed spawn for him, and they're just looking out there, and I think back spawn's happening for the entire team of Flank of Doom, and Macau living as well. So pretty big ad coming out from the side of Freddo here, and they are just going to grind it here, and I think it looks like, are they choosing to go for the lunchbox play, or are they going to go for sort of standard shutter play? And it looks like shutter is the call of order here for the side of Freddo.
I mean, the answer to that is obviously Tetris off-classing sniper on that right-hand side where the sentries usually pull, but opposite lane, Macau and Pistol are out. Sentry gun is finally instantly destroyed. Tetris swapping off. It's going to be a little pineapple situation here, but the spam from above from Shy cancels that. 75 HP Sky. Macau dead. It's going to be no medic here for the side of Freddo, but that point capture time is something not to blink at. Pistol dead, and it's going to be Nam on this last point trying to get the round win, but unfortunately, Flank of Doom control it, but in the favor of Freddo, Layup perishes during this post over there.
Yeah, Layup dies during all that sort of chaos, but at least, but it's not a big amount of disad, I think, for the side of Flank of Doom. Like, it is, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit, but not crazy. Like, definitely they can grind and build it back as they are already. But yeah, it looks like Flank of Doom have already backed up, have managed to retake yard, and Freddo Digga are back on the mid here. So again, I think we're just seeing a stalemate here. I think both teams are just going to play even Ubers. I don't think anyone's going to make anything crazy, but see how Freddo v Digga choose to play this sack, and if so, are they going to bring out the sniper or even a spy off class for the side of Freddo here?
Very interesting to see because usually it is the other way around in terms of these two teams, but keen to see it. Freddo uses the Uber through choke layup, uses it instantly here, but it's going to be post-chaotic here because Jons is still in the choke behind the Uber Tetris. Nam dead. Tira dead. There goes a scout and a soldier here, but obviously Wilson Brown and the flank of the side of Flank of Doom are rolled completely. But mid is going to be captured here, but Pistol does not get caught out. Still 2 down, 2 seconds on their respawn time. They're not really going to deny them. Now, we've just basically swapped sides. Let's see the difference of these two teams pushing mid to second.
Yeah, looks like it's Freddo's turn to hold yard here with Flank of Doom now being the aggressive one. And again, even Ubers, as you mentioned earlier, and we do just see a bit of a spam coming from both teams here. We do see Pistol just trying to spam into that sort of garage area here. And nothing too crazy. And now I'm watching it right. So no crazy plays coming out from the side of Freddo here. So standard holds with your flank holding this wide to the right area. And we do have Uber as well coming up on the side of Flank of Doom. So expecting a sack play to come out from shortly, unless they want to go for a very aggressive play. As I do say that, we do see a double soldier trying to get behind it, so sack, but Pistol getting a nice damage on the soldiers there.
Yeah, Sky could be caught, which he does. Shy is still committed, trades off the one, but Nam, oh my god, almost both Sollies out to get it, but Shy does get picked up, but both Sollies were to the death. However, 2 Sollies are still down from Flank of Doom. Tira trying to edge himself onto midpoint, trying to make space, which he does. No one on that high ground here, but Nam is in, and it looks like we're in Death Corner here. Lie up. Nice play from Makari, sorry. Trades are in on this midpoint. It's going to be high Tira versus Mr. Wilson Brown here. Still, it's going to be mid-right here with Solly down from Freddo here. Sky's in, Shy down, killing off Macau here, so we're going to protect Layup in garage, but Sky barely alive. Tetris on the garage, holding the flank. Wilson Brown sees Tira, and it's just meat shot after meat shot. Wilson Brown dominating. Yon's dead as well. This could be a match point for the side of Flank of Doom just after that post-Uber on mid.
And having a lineup staying alive as well is definitely what they want, and having a good amount of ad, and we already see Submarine before going NG, but now has elected to go to Sniper here, and we do see Flank of Doom manage to get the second point there, and having pretty much full Uber out here, so just outgrinding the rest of this Uber, and it's curious to see where they choose to go. Sky holding up his lunchbox to see if he can spot anyone, so they're hiding here. The Sniper hasn't yet been called, but we do have a double off class with Tira choosing to go to NG as well, so 2 off classes, Sniper and NG for the side of Freddo, the Digga here, and we do see some improvised grinding from Pistol using the Katana, and Uber getting popped out on the side of Flank of Doom.
Exactly, Ubers are out, and that's a lot of capture time on that point. Flank of Doom, 98% captures. Shy just trying to bounce up players, and Tetris just walks on to the point as everyone tries to find new targets for the side of Freddo v Digga. But yeah, 3-2 Flank of Doom. Third round with 3 minutes and 33 on the board left of this map, Ghost.
It's getting closer, and Flank of Doom definitely looked like getting the reps in and had the, I mean, you know, practice is definitely showing. And we do see the Akari roller here, and 3-2 now with Flank of Doom in the lead here. Pretty standard roller coming from Akari, just going through Death Corner, nothing too crazy coming up from Pistol as well. Both teams are looking for the default roller here, and we do see both teams eventually making their way to mid here. Yon's already going forward, aggressive play, going for a high bomb into Death Corner, getting onto Akari, does take on Akari there. Now I'm getting taken out. However, though, that's another 2 plays down, 4 plays down for the side of Freddo v Digga, and that looks like a wipe coming out shortly for the side of Freddo. We do just have Tira left alive on 655 HP, and I think he is legging it behind them, going for a bit of a wraparound play, but Lila living through all that chaos there, having full Uber and Tira trying to make for a salvage play, but does get cleaned up here. Flank of Doom with full Uber ad, and now as well, full Uber ad, and also in the lead, and time as well dwindling slowly down on the clock.
Exactly, 2 minutes 24. That is a fact, and I'm 99% sure banning config is in this grand final, best of 5, BO5.
I believe it is.
Yes, second's going to capture it. It's all mattering about this last point. Tira off-classing Sniper where the sentry goes to this right-hand side, but opposite lane yet again. Akari pushes. Second only just captured. That sentry gun finally, actually instantly destroyed. And it's going to be a little pineapple situation. Tetris is 98% here. Light flashes it, but the crit is out. The post crits. is out, and it's just Macau and Shooter 25, aka Submarine, cleaning up, and Tira as well. Man, these two Asia Fort Scouts have something to prove, and yet they are very much proving themselves. Lyop, alive and well, back to the forward spawn.
Lylop legging it there, and that crit play saving the day. Oh my god, that was so close, as you said. The point almost captured, but the crits come out just on time there. Put on the scout there, a couple meat shots and the heavy as well, the laser beams, and they do manage to hold on to that last point here. And as we do see Sky trying to go for a bit of a ledge bug, I believe. Yeah, just on the lamppost, a pretty standard area to hide there. Does manage to successfully land it, and Flank of Doom aware that it is aware that it's this, but I've actually grinded pretty well and actually have even out the Ubers here, which I think now look like they are wanting to choose to hold a little bit closer, which I think they are making that call now. Or a trade, and Pistol getting taken out from a Sticky.
Exactly, the Trapikari's traps are next level. Tetris fighting off Tira. It's going to be post Uber in deep garage here for Flank of Doom. They're going to go hard here with the flank from Shy. One rocket, Macau dead. Yons is the only one, but Submarine behind kills off. Is going to get killed off here momentarily, and that's a lot of players down from Freddo. Just the spawner from Pistol just early that fight with 27 seconds remain. They can wait this out so it goes into Banny and then just take the win with this full ad. But these defenses here from Freddo need to be up this very instant. 15 seconds left.
I feel like Flank of Doom could just take it now, and by the time the fight finishes, I feel like it definitely will just be Banny Convict 10 seconds. Yeah, I think they're going to go soon anyway. And crits as well, looks like the call is for the side of Freddo, so hopefully they can get this crits as soon as they can. Pistol is grinding it with his katana, pulling it in and out there. But otherwise, we do see Uber coming up for the side of Flank of Doom as they elect to go through this left-hand side there. Pistol getting a bit of spam there. Sentry gun down to the side of Freddo v Digga as we do have overtime coming in, but hold coming, going in favor of Freddo v Digga. Pistol putting on a masterclass, does manage to clean up there, and that is Lylop getting taken out as well. And as a result of that, it is now in overtime. So Flank of Doom do need to get that one round and win Wells, whereas Freddo v Digga do need 2 more rounds. And with crits add, they are going to, I think they're going to try play this crits advantage. And we do have Shy committing on the spy, as we talked about passing earlier.
Exactly, that last play, that was nail-biting from those two scouts, Tetris and MGM, apologies. From good old Tetris and oh my god, Akari's traps in the choker, not trapped, dropping Macau. The turntables have turned. Here we go, but Shy still on the spy off class.
I mean, I think he was trying to go for the spy. Just get at least he gets a good pick, gets a demo pick, and they may know the spy. But I feel like the play for Shy was to just try to go for the mid there. But really nice sticky from Akari getting the blind deck onto Macau. Pistol looked like he was clearing stuff, but he must have missed something, and yeah, that was just unfortunate. And Uber ad, but this last push might be a bit scuffed though, having that spy off class for the side of Flank of Doom. So this is going to be a little bit of a harder push, I'd say, for them if they want to get the map victory.
Yeah, exactly. Sky is going to clean off Nan there. That's a Solly down, but look, Solly dead, but Shy still on that spy, so it's kind of like equal, I would say. But NG and Sniper off class here. Shy is just getting information out this right-hand side, or left-hand side, apologies, as the sentry gun is getting built up to level 3. Ubers are out. Akari bombs that height onto Yons. Sentry gun down. Traps are still on the point. Pistol trying his best to subterge everything. But it's going to be total collapse here from Flank of Doom. Not really anything. Shy as well. Tetris dead. That's a wipe. Sky's only 53 HP in the little room at the top right, getting dead. I think they were supposed to do a Shy back cap maybe, but they did get caught.
I mean, Shy as well just ate a rocket. Someone's rocket jumping accidentally and killed Shy. I think Shy... Oh. Double off class now. So round 2 going spy, and this time it's... Whose turn is it? It's still Shy's turn. So
it's still Shy.
It's Oh no, so Wilson Round does switch back to... Okay, I was supposed to say double soft class, but Wilson Round does choose to go back, and Shy already back in the spy. But does Freddo v Digga expect this double spy play? And he does get behind.
The shutter door is open.
Did they spot that? I don't think they did, and now Shy looking to wait for the call. and
This
already
guy's a
going for
scout.
the commitment on
Uh-oh.
to Macau.
No.
Yeah, does manage to pick up Macau. That is what you want for the side of flank of Doom. Shy does get traded out, and that is full Uber right now for the side of flank of Doom there.
Shy, great off-class timing there, and just the double, the double off-class really paying off well. Sky dropping off that lamppost. But Yon's hiding in that little ammo pack area in just outside garage. And isn't spotted, but now is going to commit onto Layup. Does get forced, half HP for him. Yeah.
The control point is being captured.
I mean, Macau crits, I think they're expecting as well. And I mean, Yons does force Lyle up there, so at least that's what you want. And now they're going to this last without any Uber, but that point capture again, getting super close, and we do see nice damage coming out from the side of flank of Doom. But
Oh my God!
recovery, Akari, can he clutch up? Yeah, unfortunately doesn't manage to get it in the nick of time there, with Nam coming in to save the day. And okay.
I presume Flank
of Doom have won.
I want to... Man, it must be a backcap, maybe a scout going through upper there, through flank, not Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Oh no, Lunchbox, yeah, sorry, going up there and just getting on that point. It was like 70% capped, it was very good.
So, I've just read Twitch
Yeah.
chat, Wilson back capped.
Yeah, I
Doom
thought so.
won. Call it a day, go to Bagel.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, 4-2, it's their map pick, Flank of Doom's map pick, that is, sorry. It is pretty much expected map 2, guys, so what do you think?
I mean, when you look at I feel like this is now where we expect, I think, the map pick of Flank of Doom being this granary as a punish pick almost, and Freddo Digga, definitely, you could tell they were struggling a little bit, and one thing to highlight is Tetrix with 31 kills is definitely the first thing you want to look at as well, but I do want to point out, when you look at the side of Freddo, and you look at their star players being the scouts, I want to point out is, despite them just, they were just playing those off classes for most of the game, but it feels like that they Flank of Doom managed to sort of found a problem, and the scouts sort of they were just not like just sort of non-existent almost. Like, I think they didn't really show up, in my opinion. That's what I just have to say. But even when you look at the game though, despite it being a 4-2 very heavy scoreline in favor of Flank of Doom, very close game with only one kill separating each team, 89-88 respectively. But however though, these mid fights though look like going in much better favor of the side of Flank of Doom when you want to look at it. But big thing to point out is, I do want to look at this as well, is Submarine with 6 med kills down there. Oh, not Submarines. Submarine. Sorry, Submarine. 6 med kills.
Yes. Moon, we have to chuck it to you. Thoughts, queries, comments. Something happened there, but yeah, obviously analysis, Kevin analysis.
Here we go, we're going analysis today. I think we will take issue there, but otherwise, no. I think when you look at the stats as well, I mentioned the scouts earlier, but as well, the rest of it though, I think it's definitely just even all round, in my opinion, overall. But the big factor for Freddo v Digga is, one, I think the scouts definitely just not showing up, but obviously you have to keep the factor of them just playing the off classes. But I feel like as well, some of the plays that Freddo v Digga were going were quite audacious, or they want to go very aggressive with some of the Uber plays. Obviously Macau dying a little bit more compared to Lila, but when you look at the damage taken, is Lila with that a little bit less damage, Macau with 143. So I feel like Freddo v Digga were going for these aggressive plays, but nevertheless, good reply coming out from Flank of Doom, able to respond with their map pick and a win, and we are now moving to Bagel, which
was picked by Freddo.
So I feel like we could have a similar game on the first map being Clearcut, where it can go down to Y32, but I'm curious to see what Freddo have for a map like Babel, but especially now seeing the crits come out on Pistol so often, and especially having a Quickie Bomb launcher, it doesn't surprise me if he's going to pull out on Bagel and stick to it a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, map 1 was also Freddo's pick, and it came down like 2-0 on the side of Flanker Doom. And then just the reverse comeback was insane. So maybe it's like a Koth team versus a 5CP team, question mark. But yeah, obviously, Bagel is up next, and we are expecting good old Freddo to win this map. It is their pick, but they could make it 2-1 in this instant. I don't know if Moon is back. Say something if you are. Easy. Yep.
What I really wanted to point out, and unfortunately due to the surprisingly fast nature of that grinding map, was that it is probably the map in the current rotation that is most suited to crits on the Quickie Bomb Launcher. Obviously, you know, it gets that that damage buff from the amount you charge it, which works in its favor, but also you can snipe people with crits. Like, it does, you know, you can snipe it all the way from garage to second point, vice versa, with one quick charge. And if you use that right, which I'm sure Pistol has done effectively in the past, it can change maps. I did want to point out though, mostly that, you know, for such a projectile dominated map, Tetris was, again, probably my pick for almost best in map, if not best out of the last two maps. He was playing so effectively in that combo scout role that, you know, probably saved Lewip's life a few times. The other thing I did want to, again, quickly point out before we restart is that Mikau did drop twice. One of them was from a great flank from Sky, but it was just, yeah, that's something you need to keep in mind. I have great respect for Mikau as a medic, but 2 drops in a grand final could bode very negatively for him if it continues on the Bagel. Unlikely as it is though, but it can happen.
I do want to point out as well with Bagel, because I was looking through Freddo's last game. They did play against one of them, I guess I want to say, one of the, I guess, lower seed teams in high, but still, Pistol did stick to pretty much Quickie Bomb for most of the game, so it wouldn't surprise me if he does choose to do the same here. But having that extra fire rate as well, it's going to be a, I want to say, it's going to be a very tough game for the side of Flank of Doom, especially, you know, just having your scout edge the point non-stop, and obviously needs to get buffed and tanked. That Quickie Bomb launcher is going to be a big problem. But also, Pistol as well, staying on just the default pipes from like map 1 is a map like Bagel. It's going to be very painful just having rollers going around. Obviously, we do see him pre-game staying on pretty much the Iron Bomber, but it won't surprise me if he's going into a Quickie and, you know, default rollers.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll also point out quickly, sorry to cut you off, is that if Flank of Doom are able to play around the reload time, because with the Quickie Bomb, you're going to have to reload so consistently. If they're able to play around that, it could work against Pistol. But, you know, you need to know the timings, and that's what the difficulty of it does.
100%. So obviously, if you were Flanker Doom Solis here, you would, you know, do what you did first map and kind of target good old Pistol just to make sure that Quickie Bomb doesn't do, you know, 200 damage plus in the span of like 10 seconds. Is that right, or?
I'd suggest so. Obviously, Bagel's different from Clear Cut, but if they're able to take that forward aggressive ground, it's very going to sticky both of them out. And again, we've seen Sky and Shy both utilize double bombs or coordinated bombs, fakes, what have you, very well, I think. So it could happen. I think that Pistol is the one to focus on as the flank of Doom. I think obviously Submarine and Tira are both playing very, very well, but you know, no Demo Man makes it again so much more, like, considerably difficult for them. Success.
Yeah, here we go. Map 3, and it's even scores, 1-1. Let's see how the Quickie Bomb does, as we just talked about here. But Pistol's still on that default. And here we go. Just waiting on some sort of damage to be bombed off. But Tira's in the flank. Shy is not watching that house. Does get a lot of damage off, but no one to follow up. Even Uber still. But Sky with the Yawns. They do clear out the Yawns, but Tetris goes down. Cobra Scout down. Wilson Brown trying to clear out the flank. Does get counter attacked, but we're looking at 2 combo scouts this map, so it's going to be very hard for these Solis to do anything. Shy's through the flank, leads through Sky dead, so it's flank v flank. Shy's out to get a pack, but Akari is just trying to hold them off on his own. Still 2 Solis down here. Sky's going to respawn very shortly, but Shy freshly dead. It's going to be 2 minutes 45, but Pistol's up in the air and he's going to fall to his death. A lot of damage on the side of this Freddo here, and Flanker Doom is going to achieve this point capture momentarily without... Oh, never mind, Macau uses the Uber. It's going to be a trading Uber. It's going to be post-Uber on respective sides here. But Sky's going to push that flank. We're looking for the point capture to resume for Flanker Doom as they trade off Scout v Soldier on either team.
Yeah, really back and forth first couple rounds, similar to what we saw on Clear Cut there, but already we do see a bit of pressure there. Tira does take out Tetrix on the point there. Does manage to pick up Sky as well, so 2 plays down on the side of flank of Doom there. Tira clean and good point reply coming out from Freddo. I just want to highlight as well, I don't expect many Soldier Bombs to come out on a map like Bagel. Yes, you can still do it, but it's going to be a lot of house watching, or maybe the only bomb you would probably do is, I'd say, a sack wave, but we do see Freddo v Digga now opting for this forward hold, getting set up here, and now getting good time off the clock here with Uber ad as well. But Shy coming up on the sniper, which is a little bit, I say, unconventional for a map like Bagel. So I'm curious to see what she can do and what angle she's going for, which looks like going for this bottom left position here.
Yeah, exactly. Yon's trying to preempt a bomb, does get a little bit of damage off into his demise, and Sky with the retaliation onto Pistol. Akari and a Sky try to bomb together on this point, and it's going to be captured for the side of Flanker Doom here, but Mikhail uses the Uber here, lie up in return, but Tira knows that the sniper off class is a menace, does not kill him and does not finish him off. It's going to be point capture 2 minutes 39 for Flanker Doom, but Tetris is doing a bit more than he can chew right now and lives. This is crazy. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remain. Red arrow from Macau onto Tira. And here is the battle for the point. But the flank is open. Tira kills off Shy. And Tira's on Lie-Up with minimal HP. Does get piped. And Lie-Up lucky to be alive here. But Nam chopping off Akari and making him explode. Wilson Brown with the sack. Doesn't really achieve anything other than major damage. But this is not looking good for Flanker Doom.
Yeah, Freddo v Digga look like they've definitely managed to turn it up. A better start, as I say, as well, similar to how they started on the click up there. And already, again, opting for this forward hold here. And we do see Sky manage to break it out a little bit, trying to get the packet, trying to make a little bit of space, make it easy for his team, but immediately falling back to this right-hand side there. However, though, flank of Doom now looking to push out there. Both teams having Uber here, so trade is probably on the cards for both sides here. Do see point getting edged by the side of flank of Doom, but now trade coming out for the side of Freddo here. Uber getting popped out on both sides here. Flank of Doom popping their Uber respectively as well. It's going to be about even here for the post-Uber, and we do see ground gain for the side of Flank of Doom, able to retake the point there. However, though, with 32 seconds left on the clock for the side of Freddo here, but frags, though, going in both teams' way. Yeah,
exactly. Well, 32 seconds on the board. You would hope that Flanker Doom need a response to this ultra aggression that the other team is doing here, but they have to still put it in their pockets. Isn't that right, guys?
That is indeed. They want another repeat of obviously what happened on Click Up. Hopefully they can close it out very cleanly. We'll see what happens, but time, though, still in favor of the side of Freddo here, with flank of Doom being 1:40, but point does get flipped there. Freddo v Digga do manage to retake the point, and now we do have Uber shortly coming out on both sides here. It's about to even out here with flank of Doom coming with Uber. 20 seconds left on the clock for Freddo v Digga here. A Uber exchange is now coming out for both sides here. Both teams popping their Ubers here. We do just see frags going back and forth. Wilson Brown getting taken out by Tira here. Yon's getting down Sky. Sky falling down. And we do see Yon's going for another high bomb here. Can he get up to light up there? Light up does get out. Yon's going huge with 3 kills. Yon's should be able to secure around, and that is Freddo v Digga taking round number 1 for the side of Bagel here, and Freddo v Digga striking first blood with 1 round on the board, and Yon's going massive there with the little fight happening on that left-hand side there.
Yeah, the clutch up of this round 1 there, it's all led to him getting that 3k there, especially on, obviously, the medic. Just great play, great positioning, great sync. But can Flanker Doom respond?
We'll shall see as we do see Pistol going out, and this is a much better reply coming out from the side of flank of Doom here. Pistol rolling out, doing nothing too crazy. It's pretty standard rollout here. Both teams exchanging a bit of spam as we are yet to see any casualties. Again, just soldier spamming point, waiting for the point to unlock, then make the move here. Pistol already getting a bit of ground. Yon's playing through this left-hand side, getting a bit of spam here. That's the first commitment coming out from Sky there. Sky does get out. Nice direct coming from Yons onto Sky here, and already casualty going down for the side of flank of Doom. However, flank of Doom chooses to be the first one to edge the point there. However, Submarine does reply with his own edging onto the point there, and he is managed to flip the point, and it is being converted already for the side of Freddo v Digga, with Freddo v Digga managed to score the first cap down. Uber getting popped out on the side of Freddo as well, and there is a Akari getting dropped in the process for the side of flank of Doom.
Yeah, exactly. Getting dropped is not very good, as well as Sky and Tira also dying, but Liab has to go back to mid to live, but Tetris could have it, and the arrow does not commit. This is not looking good for Flank of Doom for this third map.
Indeed, as we do see the side of Freddo v Digga do choose to back up here, so nothing too crazy regarding the hold. No forward holds, or anything coming from side of Freddo v Digga, as we do see both teams engaging a bit of spam. Flank of Doom do opt to go for the point recapture, as we do have both teams pretty much on even Ubers here, so nothing too crazy for the side of Freddo here, but we do see the capture flip in the side of Flank of Doom, with Flank of Doom finally getting the point capture, but they do lose 3 players in the process, so frags are going in favor of Freddo v Digga.
Yeah, Wilson Brown, Dadakara is kind of get trapped out right now, but Liop is living, so that's demo for his medic. That's really great, but not really great for this re-aggression. Liop taking a sticky on this entry, and Shooter and Macau looking for the trade here. Liop almost getting caught off guard again. We've seen that map 1, but it's going to be no one for this Uber. It's just it's going to be a whatever Uber that is, but post Uber through main. Liop is destroyed. Yon's getting a bit too early there, but Macau and Shy cleans up on Macau, and Pistol still full HP, and the point is going to get reverted back to Flank of Doom. Shy with that post-Uber bomb, showing the experience, and is what really needed right now for Flank of Doom.
Yeah, and as well for Uber ad, sorry, for the side of Flank of Doom as well. So now, this is the first time we see Flank of Doom in the choice of doing for this forward hold, which they have, and I think yeah, Freddo v Digga here just grinding the Uber, so waiting to get, and I think it's just going to even out anyway. I don't see any aggressive plays, but already a lot of pressure on this left-hand side, and that's Terry again falling down to a nice trap Akari has set, and really nice clean up. But although Shy does get traded out in the process, Yons does take down Shy, and he's now stuck in this sort of no man's land area with Akari pressuring the escape route for him being this left hand side, and Yons going for a sort of commitment, but does just fade away here and is safe on this concrete side. As a result, Freddo v Digga do manage to break through this forward hold, and we do see an exchange now coming, an Uber coming out actually on the side of a Flank of Doom, with Macau actually not having his Uber, but I think he should be safe. He's already backed out, he's long gone, and Flank of Doom still retained the point, still getting time, but now are in a disadvantage with that Uber charge.
Exactly, full dis with a minute 52 on the ball. Flank of Doom are looking to either sack or delay as much as possible. The flank, Sky picks up Tira, and he is out to win it. Tetris just denying and playing the point, just to deny more time. The times are going to even out here, but Wilson Brown killing off Nam, and the Macau does get forced, and it's going to be the whole flank, Shy included as well, but Wilson Brown fighting for his life does get dominated, and we're looking for very shortly the re-aggression in the next 10 seconds here, but with this full ad basically for the side of Flank of Doom.
Yeah, Flank of Doom now with the full Uber ad, and also, but however, no time, not on their side, so Flank of Doom having the full Uber ad, so now how do they choose to use to break out? There is a very strong fall that Freddo v Digga are doing, and they do manage to break it out there. Did Tetrix see those traps in the corner? I'm not
I don't think so.
Sure, but I don't think it's caused too much of a problem. No drops coming out on the side of Flank of Doom here, and no Uber use as well. But Macau, though, managing to live, but time, though, still in heavy favor of Freddo v Digga, and at least Flank of Doom managed to retake the point, just waiting for Shy, not denying any not denying any spawns here, and Flank of Doom do manage to retake the point. It is even Ubers, but they might be able to even it out with time dwindling at a good pace for the side of Flank of Doom.
Exactly, it takes time to push out of this forward hold slash hold as they get out. Freddo Digga is out through the flank as per usual. But the heavy from Shy off class, we've seen this once in the last map granary, but this may be good here if she is overheal, which it is, but the trades are out. They're going for Akari in this Uber. Laya forced to flash. Tetris is going past, killing off pistol. Yons is dead as well, defending the point. Tetris evening the odds and making an advantage. Sky post over killing off Nam. Does die himself, and it's just going to be Tira locked in with Shy on heavy with 37 seconds to go. This is not looking good for Freddo.
That heavy play I can understand. They do like doing these sort of weird off classes, and it doesn't surprise me that, you know, it's working out. They definitely done it before. Heavy sort of just sits there providing suppressing fire. Obviously, you have a 450 HP sort of bullet sponge to shoot at, and obviously Shy before. Obviously, I saw him having a quick sandwich break there, getting healed up, but otherwise Shy staying on the heavy, watching his right hand side. And this is a little bit of a problem. You do, Shy already causing havoc there, getting another pick onto that soldier, onto Nam, and Flank of Doom actually. But they do take on Shy, so at least that's what you want to see. But time now in favor of Flank of Doom. Frags as well in favor of Flank of Doom, and Flank of Doom do reply with a round of their own, now equalizing 1-1. Next round being map point for either side.
Exactly. Not expecting a full health heavy in their own lobby. Jump scare.
As cringe as it is, it works, right? Like, you got to think about how resources work in this game, and having that, 450 HP, just it's hard to play against on a small map like this.
Talk about off class doing the Aurora Echoes play there. Sentry Gun dead by Yons. So they're down a Sully here for the side of Flanker Doom. Getting the destroyed building stat. But Teleporter is up though, that is the thing. Tetra Sky dead, and it's just lie up and Akari on this middle point. With Shy building a mini sentry on this left hand side. Goes down, but Shy's in for the sack. Doesn't really get much other than minimal damage, but the Teleporter.
Where does the Teleporter go?
It's in lobby. Left lobby.
Okay.
In their own, that is. Flanker Doom's lobby.
Okay, so I thought Shy managed to get behind, but it's interesting they go for the air now Shy back on the soldier. So very smart play, not having a soldier there. It's not ideal, but both teams having even Ubers here. We do see Sky trying to break the forward hold, jumping through the right hand side there. Do see a high soldier bomb coming out from flank Freddo v Digga, but Sky does manage to avoid the rocket there and does manage to live on the HP, and Flank of Doom do manage to break the forward hold here and do manage to retake this point. As however though, both teams having Uber, and Uber does get popped down. Nice build coming from Lyle up here. Uber on Submarine trying to clean up frags, so but there's Shy getting taken on the side of Flank of Doom, with Flank now responding with the capture of their own. Do see a bit of an aggressive bomb coming out from the side of Flank of Doom. They do manage to clean Macau, pistol, and Submarine there. Akari does fall though at the end of that, but though play advantage still in favor of Flank of Doom.
Yeah, Wilson Brown coming in from the flank and just cleaning up Macau, solidifying their win of this post Uber. Yeah, Flanker Doom are really in control of the pace right now, it seems. Well, to me that is, but Freddo Digga can just get out of this flank, and like they need some sort of resistance.
Indeed, as we do see Flank of Doom obviously having a bit of a time disadvantage, but they should be able to equal it out shortly. But we do see the point flip now in favor of Freddo v Digga, and we do now actually Flank of Doom immediately reply with their own, just entering the point there. So hopefully Freddo v Digga control a bit long, but unfortunately though, they don't, as I say that, sorry, Uber does get forced out on the side of Flank of Doom. So during all that sort of chaos there, Uber gets popped out, but Flank of Doom do manage to retake the point there, but just waiting for Tetris spawns to not deny any sort of spawns here. But Freddo v Digga now having full Uber for this push out from their lobby area.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, could he use the Uber straight off and just deny the Solis any damage, but still, it's going to be even times here shortly. Again, Freddo Digga just pushing through this flank with little to no resistance from the side of flank. And the point is getting up and running here. It's going to be instantly, but Tetris on the sniper through main. This is the first shot here, but Shy's going behind. Sky's in, forces Macau. Shy's still alive in the back and no one noticed. But we're going to see what they cook up momentarily as everyone respawns. But everyone's got to remember that Shy's in the backline fighting lobby, kills off Nam. So that's their one, I guess. But Akara respawning. Yeah, here we go. What are we expecting here from Flanker Doom goes?
I think Flank of Doom here, I mean, right now they're in the back foot. Not back foot, sorry. They do have Uber, but I think they need to try and use this Uber to without trying to pop while getting through this wall. Freddo v Digga already have a good hold up, but they are a little bit disadvantaged position here. I saw Tetrix before on the sniper, so I was curious to see if he was trying to go for picks, but obviously he does choose to switch off and does manage to pick up Pistol there. So Pistol staying a little bit too long overextended, and as a result, Flank of Doom do manage to retake the point there, and Wilson Brown does get cleaned up, but Flank of Doom should be able to get this point there, and they do manage to get frags, but Uber does get popped out there on the side of Flank of Doom with Mikal, managed to hightailing out of there and saving his Uber. So now Flank of Doom going for the forward hold, but at a full Uber dishad though.
Yeah, got to give props to Lie up there. He used the Uber, then he just got, the millisecond later, got airshot, but 100%. Just so echoing what you said. But again, here we go. There's a resistance, but it was just disjointed from that soldier bombs there. 100%. And as Flank of Doom just get out with those 2 solid bombs as they should, Freddo capturing the point. It's going to be less than ideal here for Flank of Doom goes.
Indeed, as we do see Flank of Doom, I mean, Freddo v Digga, sorry, now in control of the time, but Flank of Doom, I think they should get Uber in time to definitely take a trade when need be, but Tetrix trying to edge the point. However, though, it's about trades, so Uber getting popped out, lineup getting caught by Double Sticky, Pistol going huge, getting Akari down as well, and that's actually frags going in favor of Freddo v Digga with 25 seconds left on the clock, and Uber ad now. Lineup staying a little bit too aggressive there. Mikal must have spotted with the Solemn Bow and called that they didn't have Uber. 19 seconds left on the clock. Flank of Doom need to make a move to get onto this point, get overtime forced as their cap time is dwindling, and Freddo v Digga going for this aggressive forward hold, trying to deny any capture time coming up from Flank of Doom. Flank of Doom's all stuck in his right here, now making their move onto the point.
Exactly, overtime here. Kari's on the tit, and it's just going to be Tiro, Pistol, Tetra's dead immediately. It's going to be chaotic as hell. Someone needs to call focus fire. Yons kills off Akari. That's cleanup crew, 2 solis and a scout. They're trying not to deny their players, but also it is overtime here. But can Flank of Doom retain this and make it 2-1 and could be in the lead for the first time this map for this 3-20 ad ghost?
Indeed. Now, Flank of Doom on the back foot. They cannot leave this point. One more capture by Freddo v Digga. They do win the round with 58 seconds on the clock. Nice rocket by Sky onto Yons there, actually. So Yons getting taken out, and it looks like Flank of Doom off to a good start with that player advantage, and already holding off the side of Freddo v Digga. And that's also Tira getting taken out as well. Wilson Brown taking down Tira there. So players falling down for the side of Freddo v Digga. So just trickling spawners now. And it looks like Freddo v Digga have opted to fall back into spawn, and they need to make a move with time. Time is on their side, but with only 30 seconds left on the clock, so Freddo v Digga need for one final fight.
Exactly, 2 solis. It's going to be the normal forward hold here. We're looking for Pistol and Mikal on this flank here. Akari is just trying to pipe. Does pipe the CS here, the combo scout, sorry, and he is going to forward for this trade. It's all about this post Uber. Now I'm dead. Yons is going to find lobby, but it's all about this post Uber. Sky is rolled. Shy is behind. He's going to get cleaned up. Soli v Soli. Soldier for Soldier, sorry, but Wilson Brown caught as well. Tetris almost caught. It's all about ×6 on cut ×5. That is it. It's going to be overtime on this point, and that's a lot of players dead. Sky, Akari all alone. Does get nothing. Liup is forced to melee onto Tira, but Tetris is trying to claim his medic as Liup is falls to his final days. Tetris with minimal HP and Shy with the respawner. Nams in the air is going to fall. Ladies and gentlemen, holy guacamole. Flank of Doom take a 2-1 with that nail-biting round.
Question is, can Flank of Doom close it out now? Now with map point, if they secure the map point, if they secure this map, then they will be on series point as well, being 2-1 up in the series. But however, though, they need to win this potentially, hopefully, final round. We'll see. Can Freddo v Digga reverse sweep as we are on the cam of Akari? Akari going for a pretty standard roll, nothing too crazy. Tira already falling down for the side of Freddo v Digga. That is one player down for them, and Akari just getting a bit of spam, nothing too crazy, and we do just see Pistol sending it into Lilup there, but Lilup does manage to survive there, and that's Pistol and Yons both getting out. However, Shy falling down for the side of Flank of Doom, and I think that was just a bit of a sort of desperation play. They've already lost one, they're just trying to see if they can go for the side, go for sort of any pick there, mainly Lilup there, and Flank of Doom finally in control and going for the forward hold here, but even Ubers for both sides.
Tira out. Again, the flank is open. Akari's going to get forwarded. The combo scout, yeah, Akari dead. maybe that aggressiveness, we could see a map 1 again, but still, he's putting up numbers. Even Ubers, I'm waiting for this trade on this point. Freddo on flank. Oh, Macau with the build there. It's going to be obviously a better be for Freddo, but Lyup penciled in the air. It's going to land deep in main. Sky's high bombing. It's going to be post Uber, and Sky does his get one with Yons with the wall shot there, and Shy does almost air shot that combo scout. Do a lot of damage here, but Macau is caught main, but Yons trying to salvage City, which he does. He is the mayor of Salvage City. Picks up Lyup, Tetris, and Wilson Brown pick up a good old egg. Sorry, apologies, Aegis, which is also submarine.
Yeah, I mean, both teams actually lose a minute, and they do spawn roughly at the same time, so it's not a huge amount of dis for the side of Flank of Doom. Good thing is they do retain the point and have that time lead as well for in this round. Sorry. And as we do see both teams exchange a bit of spam, we do see Freddo Digga trying to work their way out onto the second point, yeah, and we do have Tetrix trying to deny the point. Akari getting peppered down, but Freddo do manage to retake the point there, and that's Shy getting taken out. Sorry, Tira taking out Shy there in the lobby position, but Flank of Doom immediately reply with their own and do flip to capture back to their advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Point in favor of Flank of Doom, 1-2-5, but Shy, yeah, doing a little distraction there. Wilson Brown picks up 1.
Yeah, and do see very back and forth gameplay coming out from both sides here. Do see Wilson Brown on this sort of flank play, but does fall back from the fight down. We do see Uber pop out. Macau only stuck on 93%. Can Macau get in time? Macau falls. Tetrix with the pistol kill onto Macau there, and that's also pistol getting taken out in the process as well. So Yon's falling as well, and that's actually players going down in favor, for the side of Freddo. And we do have Shy back on the heavy, and with 50 seconds left pretty much on the clock here, Flank of Doom in a tremendous lead, tremendous lead, and I guess in the first time for this map.
For this map, and could see, as you said, the match point for this series. Demo hasn't dead. Akari, his stickies are dead, has died, but 33 seconds left. Sky does get floated a little bit here, but shoot at 25. Wilson Brown dead. Tira getting revenge, and he's on that flank pestering Lyup. Nam sponsoring the spam onto Flank of Doom's combo. 2 minutes 50 seconds. Sky dead with the sack, and this is going to be interesting here. Nice arrow from Lyup onto Tetris there, saving his life, but 2 minutes and 40 on the board for Freddo. This is not the comment that we would have suspected here, but even Uber's Ghost.
Indeed, with Flank of Doom now in the lead by a tremendous amount. This is the first time we've seen Freddo Digga, and that's Akari getting taken out by a sticky trap from Pistol there. So that probably delayed the push out for the side of Flank of Doom a little bit. But as we think about delay though, they actually are trying to work their way forward with Tetrix falling, but a hell of a trade going out for the side of Flank of Doom. That's Yonza Tira both taking it out, and Pistol getting bombed, but Sky getting taken out in the process there. And that's already 3 plays down for the side of Flank of Doom. I think they should be calling it and just going to regroup. And it looks like they actually are going a little aggressive. I thought they are regrouping there, but they do push through the aggressive play. And Wilson Brown trying to edge a point, and we do see a trade coming up from both sides.
Curry gets flashed, trade on both sides. This point is getting captured like crazy. 19 seconds left. It's all about this post Uber, but Shy is down. That's one solely down for Flank of Doom, who has the point. 13 seconds remain. It's all about this next 10 seconds. Wilson Brown and Tetris on the point. They need to hold this. They need to stay on this point. 5 seconds remain. Spam from Sky, solidifying even more. Shooter down. There goes one of the scouts, but this cap is at 80%. Sky's bombing the scout. There's no scouts on the team. Akari down. Lyup's getting bombed by Yons, and the point reverts to Freddo and Digga, but Shy's on the point. It's Wilson Brown killing off Pistol, and Macau was forced to melee on this point. Shy, Brown Rockets, and ladies and gentlemen, series lead 2-1, and Flank of Doom take this map with an LOL question mark in chat from Shy.
Flank of Doom with a good reply as well, and avoiding a reverse sweep that we saw on ClearCut. Obviously, we're just going to wait for the logs to pop on your guys' screen shortly, as they are now coming up. And overall, I'd say actually a very good game coming out from Flank, a very clean game. 3-1, and then I do want to point out though, despite it being a very low kill game, like there wasn't much, so no one having a crazy game. One thing to note is despite Akari though having less kills, but the amount of damage he was putting out was 234 DPM. But when you also look at general kills as well, despite the scoreline, the side of Flank of Doom having that. It was actually a very close game overall, to be honest. 89 kills, 81 kills respectively overall for both teams. But one thing to note is I feel like the damage taken, even for both demos, is roughly the same. I feel like there were some points where both demos looked like they were out of position, but I feel like now we're seeing, Tetrix and Wilson Brown wake up the amount of multi-kills they're getting on that map, some of the plays they're going for. But Yons, though, 21 kills and 17 deaths, 309. You have to give credit to Yons as well for one of his plays he did, especially that play earlier for the game when they were on that left-hand side, and Yons getting that three-piece securing, I think, the round as well for the side of Freddo Digga from memory, or something along those lines. But I think Yon's the second player on the side of Freddo Digga with the highest amount of kills. So as we now move into Snake Water, where it's going to be it's getting down to the wire, very close. All these maps haven't, it's not been one-sided for either side, but I feel like Flank of Doom, despite the first map sort of, nerves, I'd say, looks like they are waking up slowly into the series.
Moon, have to chuck it to you here, man.
Good. Thank you very much, Freaky. What I noticed most, Submarine first 2 maps played very well, very defensively on that combo Scout. However, as Scout, max HP 185, taking 288 damage per minute, you're going to have a bad game. Like, there's no denying that. And I think maybe it was deliberate, maybe they were just positioning themselves poorly, but if you're taking that much, you are not going to be in a good position. Compare that to the rest of the Scouts. Wilson Brown, 173, Tira, 261, Tetris, 263. Like, the rest of those are considerably higher, not so much Wilson Brown, but above 288, nearly on par with Sky and Yons, both playing Soldier like that, says both a lot about how you're positioning as Scout, but also just what fights you're trying to take. Obviously, we do see that Sky top damaged. I don't think the cast was on him as much, on them as much as they maybe should have been, in my opinion, obviously. But they were in such a good position so often, just like Yons was. You calling back to that, I guess, fake bomb into a regular bomb, for lack of a better word, it kind of showed that, good soldiers on Bagel can take the game away from the enemy gamers. And I think Sky, on many occasions, did that. Also wanted to say again, Kari went negative, but having less deaths than his opposition gamer is not something to sniff at. Pistol did have the lowest damage in the server, obviously not great, had among the higher deaths in the server as well. Dying a lot in Demoman, as I've kind of said a lot throughout this series, is detrimental to your ability to have some success. On Snakewater, I think that, having watched the Premier Division semi-final last night with our esteemed colleague, the Lampshade 22, I reckon strong performances from either Soldier combo could take this map away rather from the opposition, be that Freddo vs Digga or Flank of Doom. Either way, they will want to not depend on them per se, just have them, play their natural game. Don't try and do anything stupid. Also wanted to point out that, cringe off classes aside, being able to use those utilities like the heavy, like the fucking engineer, worked well, I think, in the earlier rounds of that game, because it does unsettle teams. Like, it's a fact of the matter. Like, there's many times where I've thought I'm just gonna fucking Auto 4 I have to play against a fucking heavy pyro to mid. It's cringe, but cringe works, like, effectively.
I mean, one thing else to highlight as well, and obviously our Flank of Doom, as you mentioned, in series point for every Digga on the back foot now is do or die for them. This, again, similar as I highlighted earlier on Grand, this is now the first time Flank of Doom will be playing Snake, in the grand final. Snakewater, obviously, in their regular season, they played with their old lineup with Akari, Combo Scout, Shy Demo, but now Akari Demo, which I think actually will work better for them on Snakewater, because they did from memory, they did play it in their last official against the side of Pot of Greed. So it will be curious to see what happens. And this is one of the stronger maps of Flank of Doom. So Freddo v Digga have a lot of work for them. Have an uphill battle to climb. Sorry, but now, yeah, potentially, who knows? The final map, Flank of Doom on Series Point.
Series Point. Let's see how these Solis do on this mid fight here. We have Yons going in behind. We're going to trade places here. Macau Court is going to surf to the right-hand side kitchen. Is going to find Kari's pipe, and he's just going to get a 3K, 4K on mid. And it's just name below in his own lowers here. But Shy is going to last for the fast picks here. But Kari, sheesh.
Kari with the 1-2 pipe there. And then Lilop living as well, Flura and Macau dying, and very, very clean mid. And this probably shows why they 5-0'd in that last week semi-final game against Pot of Greed on Snakewater. And we do see Flank of Doom gearing up for a final push here, and they are opting to go through this right-hand side and do spot the gun, which is only just level 1 there, so he should get taken out there. And they're already going for the point play, and point capture already there, ×4. Hasn't been captured as of yet, but Fragsto falling in favor of Flank of Doom, and just Macau left. Macau going for the clutch play!
Oh my god!
Saves the day. I think there was a roller actually under Macau's feet, but otherwise very good play coming out from Flank of Doom. A very close round, per se.
Don't just crowd Macau's medic DM. He has been playing for longer than anyone in this server, probably. Yeah, that was almost perfect from him.
Perfect, but still 1-0 down. Let's see how Freddo respond with their soldier bombs as Name and Yons commits. Light surfing to Bridge and dead. To Catwalk, sorry, and then Tira just running at Sky. It's going to be Home Dog, Mr. Wilson Brown killing off Yons in summary, but Tetris in the enemy's kitchen just shuts down Tira. And yeah, completely wiped yet again. Flank of Doom in the controlled state. It is in flow state, dare I say.
Some of those interesting exchanges happening in chat, and Flank of Doom off to a flying start already. Another wipe, another clean mid as well. Light up surviving that mid again. So full Ubrad for the side of Flank of Doom. Now the question is, do they choose to go through Shudder, or are they choosing to go somewhere different here? And it looks like they are getting position here, capture point. They are just going to play it slowly, spot off classes, make sure everyone's buffed, so nothing too crazy. We do just have Submarine on the NG here, and looks like they are going for the same play, going for the Shudder, are likely to just use through, which they have. Tira staying on the sniper, sentry gun does get taken down here, and already going for the point play. Tetrix is Yonzo stopping it at the very last minute there, but however the players falling down for the side of Freddo, but Tira staying on the heavy, clutching up. Akari though falling down, and as Lilop just living, so Tira saving the day on the heavy there.
Doing 139 to the mid. Oh, Lab could be caught. Oh, just in the nick of time, finds himself to mid. But yeah, look, Tira could have killed off Lab there, doing 139 to the mid, but decided to focus on the demo there. I feel like that crucial moment may lead to a downfall here for, well, the scores are completely flipped right now. Should be 1-0 Flank. There we go. Yeah, but could lead to another 2-0 here just because of this mid fight, and here we go.
Indeed, and Pistol actually using that Uber to take, but they only just get one frag, just being shy. Now full Uber for the side of Flank of Doom, so this could just turn into a leapfrog situation. I feel like they wanted to do the same thing as I said, play fast, go catch them, but it looks like it hasn't really worked out in their favor, and we do see a soldier sort of bomb coming out from side of Freddo, trying to get it on to Lilop there, but Lilop with the surfs and does manage to stay alive.
Manages to stay alive, mid-capped, and this is just completely flipped the script. 40-ad. And it's just, yeah, Pistol getting down, but takes off Sky with him. Freddo in trouble right now.
We have secured the control point.
the Freddo as well on the back foot, but at least both teams do have the Uber charge, so it is just going to be evening out for both sides here. But Flank of Doom already working their way in. We do have Shy here on the flank here, and we do see side of Flank of Doom, sorry, work their way into, okay, Shy with the look up there, but anyway. We do see the side of Flank of Doom work their way into grass here, but however, still... Actually, sorry, ground taken for the side of Flank of Doom with Submarine getting taken out there. Nice rocket on from Sky onto Submarine, and already Freddo Digga backing out. Pistol getting taken out. That is not what you want with your demo getting caught out in the process. So now, Flank of Doom should be easier to take this last point. No demo for last. This is not ideal for the side of Freddo, as Flank of Doom already worked their way from this left-hand side, take down the gun, and already working their way very well into last here. Sorry, Submarine onto the Heavy.
Exactly, Submarine Heavy is going to be very crucial here. He is just going to get targeted. That's time 3 Cap. Tira has to stay on this point. Tetris is edging it and does get the round win 2-0. Yeah, look, Flank of Doom are in flow state right now. Freddo need to disrupt this state, and they need to do something with Mikau getting bombed and absolutely destroyed on these mids.
They're holding to one last, but then Pistol getting caught out there. That is a mistake coming up from side of Freddo, unfortunately, and then that sort of cost them around, I feel like. Pistol going down there, and then as soon as you lose a demo, Flank of Doom already worked their way into the left-hand side. So does Freddo Digga change, ending up 2-0 in favor of Flank of Doom here, as we do see a new round starting here. Pistol getting a bit of spam, already see a bit of aggression coming out from the side of Flank of Doom. Tetris getting tower, Pistol getting traded though. Pistol actually falling again, McCall falling as well. Another very good mid coming out from the side of Flank of Doom. However though, it is just the scout of Tira living does manage to clean up the weak soldier of Sky there, but Tira actually cleaning up lots of plays. Shy as well getting taken out. However though, they do lose their med, so it is again full Uber at the side of Flank of Doom. Freddo Digga need to find a response for these these mids that Flank of Doom are doing.
I feel like they need to take a page out of the Shy off class here from the previous map and the map before with the Heavy and the Sniper and the Spy. Oh, no, sorry, not the Sniper, but Spy Heavy here. They need to do something. They need to change up something. They're just getting read like a book. Not necessarily read as in that stance, but this is just the same shit, but a different story.
That sums it up, basically.
They need to change it up here. Flank of Doom here we go, they're using this 10 ad. They're just walking in the milk. No one's been forced. Finally, it's been forced. Sentry Gun finally goes down. It's only Akari solo. This is what we like to see. Mikau finally uses it back in, but Posted was going to be absolutely mentally as Shy is on Mikau. One rocket. Oh, the bloody building in the road for the air shot. Back to spawn, and Mikau heals up. Lyop still alive in building that 20 ad, building it more. But yeah, they need to change it up, Freddo. They need to change up the story.
At least Freddo do hold on, and however though, Lylop having that Uber obviously using first there, but now we do see Shy on the Sniper, but Freddo managed to retake the second point there. However though, no further ground gain for them. We do have Shy coming up on the Sniper. Question is, where does she choose to snipe from? And it looks like getting ready to go from this lower position. Dot, I think, has been spotted out, hopefully by the side of Freddo, but does see the soldier, does spot the feet. Nice body shot onto Nam there. That is Nam getting taken out, does spot Mikau. Mikau just standing still. Obviously can't shoot through the wall there. Headshot onto the soldier. Shy tagging up targets. Here we go. They are rolling through. Flank of Doom do choose to take the grass position, but Sky getting taken out. Do see an Uber pop out from the side of Freddo Digga. Flank of Doom do reply with their own. Shy stuck on the Sniper trying to find angles. Does spot Mikau there. However, though, does miss shot onto the scout there. That is Yons getting taken out in the process though through all this sort of chaos. Shy trying to get an angle onto Mikau, but unfortunately, everyone playing get down Mr. President onto Mikau, and Flank of Doom now having to back out onto this lower position. Shy trying to find more, but all that was just pinning up some targets there, trying to go for that med pick, but unfortunately, Mikau getting protected by his team. As I said, get down, Mr. President.
doing the get down, Mr. President, as both teams are building here. I was expecting, fuck, not Millie Bobby Brown, Wilson Brown. Jesus Christ. Man, there's so many people in my brain right now, but Wilson Brown, I was expecting an off-class, but still on Scout there, default, but Shy's the only off-class still on Sniper. Peeking through window here, sees Yons, does take a pick. He is very rolled. But look, like, it's just the same shit, different smell. Like, they need to change it up. Shy trying to create opportunities here, but Tira on the flank trying to condense that threat, which they are. But again, Shy through Lower's kitchen, peeking. See, trying to get a player on the pick there, all the logs on top of the little fence there. But here we go. Not really any cancellation to this threat. It's just long distance rockets. There we go. Yons closing the distance. Does get a pick off Wilson Brown. See, my God, it's like they're listening in real time. Minute 34 of this round. 14:30 for Benny config. Both even times. One player down for Flank of Doom.
I feel like Flank of Doom might be even potentially wanting to delay the... I mean, I thought it was a round reset, but never mind. Freddo v Digga already working their way into mid, already taking position in this kitchen. Nam taking a bit of an exchange here, but does fall back low on HP here. Shy still stuck in the sniper, but Uber finally gets popped out on the side of Flank of Doom, and unfortunately nothing to gain of it. I think it was just the force here, and as a result, more ground loss, but Shy still stuck on the sniper. They do take down Yon, so you good force coming out from the side of Freddo here, and full Uberad now for the side of Freddo v Digga. And it looks like, though, Shy going for a cheeky angle in kitchen. Sniper definitely spotted out. Yeah, they now know Shy is playing in this kitchen position. Does see the soldier and looking to work her way in, see if we can get a hero shot. But Uber does get forced out onto Mikau, though, so that's definitely what you want to see. And Shy finally dies on the sniper. And Uber add now in favor of the side of Flank of Doom, but Sky as well getting taken out in the process.
2 players down and have to retreat from second. This is a tale worth mentioning. Maybe we could see a regress here with this full ad, but Sky in the forwards just creating time, but he does get killed in the forwards. But it's still 50 ad here with the solid down for the Flank of Doom. Are we holding last? Are we turtling?
If 2 rounds up, surely you just play for a reset.
Yeah.
I was going to say there was a pause, my God. I think 2 rounds up, they're already going to play for a reset. They already have the NG, they have a sniper as well on Wilson, so it looks like Flank of Doom, you're in the lead as well, even though it's Banny config. You're in the league. You're in the lead. I don't think you need to make any risky moves. It is as well Freddo v Digga's move to make as well for this sort of sack play into last, and it looks like Flank of Doom are going for pretty much standard hold NG on the behind the wall there. Sorry, dispenser behind the wall, sentry gun on the left here. I think Tetric's going to move into the center. Yeah, so pretty standard hold here, and we do have Wilson Brown on the sniper to see what he can create there, see if he can get any picks, and we do also have a conch on the Shy, so her signature little backpack.
Exactly,
I think you're trying to make a conch noise.
Yeah, either one. Look, they all sound the same, let's be honest. They don't. But Yon's getting headshotted by Wilson Brown. This is what we were expecting here. Pistol tried to not get headshotted, does a 180. Here we go, back out to second, but Shy is doing wonders. Lowers, gets a 1k. I was expecting a 2k there, but Tira, 5k from him. But Wilson Brown's still on the upcross.
I mean, that banner play, Shy just sort of, just going sort of balls deep, just trying to get an angle. Wilson Brown getting a bit aggressive there, trying to go for a bit of a hero peek, but unfortunately does get pressured out by the side of Freddo. Pistol launching a bit of stickies onto him there, and I think we're going to expect some turtling. We might be here for a while, so I think everyone get their popcorn, get some dinner. I mean, get some snacks. We'll be here for a little bit.
Who doesn't love stalemates?
Of this grand final, Yon sacking and does get Wilson Brown, does get cleaned up, but this sentry gun is doing wonders. Sky dead, that's 2 down. Tetris somewhere dying by his own sentry gun. Does kill off a soldier in the meanwhile, and lie up force. His players were rolled, so it was probably a panic, I'll be honest.
I was going to say panic, but I feel like a mistake is maybe a misplay from Flank of Doom. Even though the players rolled, surely you at least, you try not to, you don't have to use there to save. I mean, you still have Uber for last, but now making it harder, no Uber for last here. And Freddo v Digga having the advantage of having, full Uberad to take this last point, as we do see Uber getting popped out for the side of Freddo v Digga here, finally getting in, point getting captured for the side of Freddo here, half cap, but frags though going in favor of Freddo here. We do have though very low HP, but as I say that, frags in favor of Freddo.
Yes.
Freddo who responded with 1 round, and I think that definitely must have been a misplay coming out from Lylop there.
Yeah, that was really pretty much the retaliation for that. But this is what you get. You make a mistake in the grand finals, it costs you a round. It's the little things that make up the difference. It's the domino effect. A week to practice, 10 minutes remain of this game before banning config, but 2-1, Flankadoom in the lead still.
Indeed, the flank of Doom going for pretty standard to the mid there. We do see some catwalk preparation, soldiers getting ready to bomb. Nice little denial coming from Wilson Brown onto the soldier. Both soldiers actually just fading away onto this left. Now Wilson Brown does spot Yons. Yons does get cleaned up. Tira gets cleaned up as well. However, Tetrick does fall for the side of Freddo as well. And we do see Sky onto Macau there. Does take down Macau and Submarine in the process. And a very clean mid actually coming out from the side of Flank Doom, only losing Tetrick. So this, I think, is the first mid. I think we see Flank Doom having such a clean mid and a great reply from that previous round.
Baiting out Lie-Up and then pulling him towards lowers just so the solos can commit or slash fade bomb onto that height so the scouts can clean up. It's wonderful to see. It is hot knife on butter. It is great. But it all matters on this defense here for Freddo.
We do see Flank of Doom do work their way in through this right-hand side. Pretty standard push. Already do see the point play coming out from Wilson around. That point is almost catch it. However, though, pistol is down, but now there's just a heavy there. We're getting tanked, and that is 3-1 in favor of Flank of Doom. 8 minutes left in the regulation timer, but Flank of Doom in the lead with 3 rounds on the board. Freddo v Digga now have a massive uphill battle to climb now.
Here we go. This could be almost it here, but Pistol and Akari going out through lowers each. Sticky on each other. Let's see it. Let's see the pull, the attract and pull method here from Flankadoom. Going out committed full kitchen side. Shooter dead. What a rocket from Sky there. Yons and Nam. Nam's committed onto Lie-Up. There goes the medic for Flankadoom. Let's see the salvage city. Yons lowers, Macau is rolled lowers, does get the pack to second. It's going to be like an Ascension mid a little bit. Pistol dead. They could still... Look, Flankadoom, if they're going to try their luck, you could push to second here because there's only 3 up and you know a solid. Sky does see him. Commit Macau on. Oh my god, almost serves it to window, but Sky dead. Yeah.
It looked like Sky was trying to predict the rockets as well before he entered, and Macau didn't see him to that last second, so that was such an unfortunate, play. But Uber gets popped out on the side of Freddo again, and Lylop is long gone there, legging it back onto second, and they do manage to get the midpoint, but I think this is just going to turn into another leapfrog situation. But, as I said, Akari actually gets caught out, so an important pick for the side of Freddo here.
Exactly, Yons dead. Nam is into... Oh, could be caught. He does with the little snipe shot from Wilson Brown. And yeah, 3 down. This is going to be a last hold here. The ball's out, does. Nice ball. Combo scout bleeding, but here we go. Macau holding short in lobby and bats area, but these traps. I'm looking at Pistol right now, trapping up the logs near the cheese side. It's been captured. 20 out there. Losing the Flankadoom lost their ad from mid here. They're going through lowers, checking off classes, being safe. However, Shy's in. Fade Bomb clears it, but Stickies, the zone out Stickies here, named dead.
Oh my.
Sky dead as well. This is a failed push in the making here. Akari almost getting captured. Tira has and does clean out Akari. That's a demo dead. That's 3 down, and it's even Ubers. You need to trade this ASAP. Mid. Little to no resistance. Ubers are still up for grabs. Akari's 5 seconds.
Yeah, Lylop, that was very scary. Lylop was walking in, but getting tagged incredibly low, and then they obviously countered that push. But Flank of Doom do keep the Uber and look like they are wanting to get aggressive on grass, trying to not let Freddo in, but Yon's going for a bit of a sack play onto the pipe, just fading away. That does end by Sword, though, eating a lot of spam. Akari does clean up Yon's there, and that could be another soldier down for the side of Freddo. That is Nam getting taken out as well in the process, and we do have Flank of Doom retaking this mid point here, and a trade is definitely on the cards for both sides here, as we do see Ubers getting used for both teams in this lower lobby position.
Exactly, post Uber is going to be incredibly. Akari's bombing high onto Pistol, Stickies them off. It's Lowers that's going to get absolutely destroyed by Sky and Tetris. There it is, Sky on getting the assist there, but times they cap denying a lot of these spawners, including the demo and the 2 scouts. Oh, never mind. He just respawned. Sorry, on my menu it said 8. But Scout now on Engineer, taking second fast. Here we go. Going into last, we could see a 4-1 momentarily. 5 minutes and 11 seconds until banning.
You see them watching behind, paranoid or something, in the back door there. But basically, pretty much even Ubers for both sides here. It's actually identical. Both teams actually building at this, the same time. But now with 5 minutes now on the clock left for the regulation time, Flank of Doom in the lead as we do see a bit of a double soldier sack coming out from both soldiers there. Unfortunately, though, no frags to call there, as Pistol does neutralize them with a relative ease. As Freddo the Digga looking to make moves into lobby. Wilson does spot it, and it looks like they are trying to force him out here. Both teams exchanging a bit of spam here. Do see a soldier walk under two lower there in that sort of Africa position there, but does get taken out. That's Yons falling down for the side of Freddo here, and Wilson Brown clearing out of this low position, and it looks like Flank of Doom want to get space into lobby, which they have successfully taken.
They have with a solid pick indeed. Flank of Doom very aggressive in lobby here, but the spy from Shy has not been seen through low as they go. Sky spots a sentry gun, so does Shy, getting information here, disguising. Don't know what though, but looking to wait for this Uber. Shy is going to get on top of the dispenser in the corner. This is, oh no. A cow.
It's the perfect timing.
Oh, they are getting bumped, but they don't know. But Sack is in. There goes Sky. Shy on top of the dispenser yet again. I'm waiting for this.
Look at this.
Oh, what? Shy gets damaged by the stickies, but still on top of the...
They don't realize. Oh my god.
Oh, they do now realize they're a little bit skits right now. Wait, what?
No, I don't think they know. I don't think they know, because there was 2 stickies in front of the dispenser as well. I was worried that Shy would...
Yeah.
What?
Oh, on this truck, Sapper out, waiting for the call to sap it. 52 HP they are.
NG, he's going for the sentry gun, I think. Macau is in a very hard position to even go for a stab.
Here we go. I'm waiting for it, waiting for the push. They're in lobby, Flank of Doom. They're just in the bats area now, lobby. I'm just waiting for it. It's got to be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's the sap, spy down, and the sink from Sky kills off the sentry gun, but technically two solis down. What are we expecting here from Freddo?
It looks like a reply from Freddo, actually. They do manage to retake lobby, knowing that, as you said, 2 plays down for the side of Flank of Doom. Already working away from Catwalk. Nice deny coming up from Tetrix onto Nam there. Nam gets taken out with relative ease, and Freddo on the back foot again. 2 minute 30 left on the clock. This regulation timer is dwindling down very quickly here as we go down to the dying minutes of regulation. Akari has secured this lobby position here, and Freddo is then again stuck on last here. Same positions where Macau's playing behind the wall against Dispenser, and sack play surely coming out from the flank of Doom. But Shy actually on the backpack, as we were mentioning, the conch.
Yeah, but Sky on the sniper. Let's see if he can prove Psycho. Prove to Psycho. But the Ubers are at Macau's out. They know over the sniper they can just take this trade, which is very smart. And the Ubers are going to get traded here. Better Uber for no other team. Going to be post Uber in the doorway. Curry's going to get ran out by T-Reg. Just gets fucking piped. But he is trapped again. 5k on Macau with the assist. And the sack is in from Tetris onto... Oh my god! On to Pistol, but he survives and pipes Tetris. And that is 2 players down, including the demo for Flank of Doom. Freddo probably going to go for the round reset here. 18 seconds left.
I think that's probably the only play, but time is not on their favor, and Sky stuck in the sniper, definitely not ideal. They've already spotted it. Definitely not ideal pushing into last year, and looks like Flank of Doom are going for a do or die now. There's a gun. Okay, Sky just got deleted by the gun there, and they need to get time on that capture point, and I think we are going into a reset with a minute approaching left on the clock, so we are getting down to the pointy end here. Flank of Doom are in the lead, and let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, Flank of Doom are in series lead. It is currently 2-1 in their favor. This could be the final map of the ozfortress High Season 44 with Flank of Doom on match and series point.
Exactly. If Flank of Doom win this midpoint, it's pretty much game over unless God himself descended down onto Freddo. But we shall see. Yons fast bomb into Sword, but Yons is going to get caught out. But Shooter and He's going to get flood. That high ground here to lowers, but Nom is on fly up. Does get one rocket off and minimal damage. Shooter dead. That's 3 players down. Mikau was rolled from Shy, but they are still behind. Trying to go window. Fails. 3 rockets. Doesn't get anything, but Tetris is chasing. But Mikau did take that pack, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, not unfortunately. Fortunately. Apologies. My bad. But 8 seconds left.
We go to Banny Timer now in 2-1. Banny Timer is in effect. So Flank of Doom need 1 round, whilst Freddo need to go for the reverse sweep as they did on that map 1. But Mikau living for the skin of his teeth. If Mikau was to die there, it would be even worse for the side of Freddo, but at least he lives. It is even Ubers. However, though, Flank of Doom have gained so much ground. They have already taken lobby. Freddo v Digga are stuck on this last point, and we do see an Uber actually playing. I think Layup got forced, but Pistol and Nam go down, and that's 2 players down for the side of Freddo v Digga.
Shy's on last.
Shy's already on last. That's already back that point. Getting played by Flank of Doom. You're trying to hold on for dear life.
Oh my God.
However, though, Flank of Doom are doing it. Flank of Doom are your high season 44 champions in a 3-1 fashion. And oh my God, that will be good for them.
Holy guacamole, what a finish. The indecisive. Oh my God, the shit talk is raining out of chat right now.
The shit talk, oh my God, oh my God. You look at, the chat is
crazy.
As one says, 1 shall fall, 1 shall stand, and this is Flank of Doom being your victors here in the high season 44 finals. And oh my God, we are reading a wonderful chat log in the game.
Do not look at game chat
on stream. But we do have the logs on your screen here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if Seinfeld's here to take us away for a
I
moment.
am indeed. It's almost my bedtime, but let's have a chat. One thing I observed, I suppose, from that one is quite the reverse of the previous 3 maps. Tetris was kind of not useless, but he was playing second fiddle. Wilson Brown definitely stood up, and same as Sky and Shy. Again, as I kind of alluded to, the dominance of soldiers on Snakewater cannot be understated at all in the slightest. And yeah, I think we saw that from those 2 especially. Obviously, Shy nearly top damaging, Pistol doing a little bit better, but Yons and Nam were kind of just almost worthless, I reckon. And I mean, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I think it goes to show why Freddo v Digga was so weird of this game. You know, they were just from Granary, essentially. They were just kind of pants, and they had no answers for non-standard players, well, especially on Bagel. But you know, I can see why they were so underhanded in their approach to this match. It is something to be noticed and noted that, you know, maybe getting a bit too egotistical like that, not wise. You know, I don't know. I'm not saying they deserve to lose, but I think it's extremely funny that they did lose.
Yeah. I mean, with all the stuff that happened and drama and Freddo v Digga not showing, I mean, unfortunately falling down, even though the stats, you know, as you said, highlight pretty well, even though Tetrix had a bit of a quiet game, but I feel like he's just doing sort of what needed, especially, you know, him just going NG. I think there were times where he played NG for a while, so not a whole lot of action. It was mainly, I guess, Wilson sort of doing a lot, but Sky, though, 21 kills, definitely the highlight. But then I feel like the side of, especially his mids for the side of Freddo, this is one of the games where it was definitely a lot more lopsided, and Flank of Doom having more, you know, they won every mid fight, especially in mids. You watch Nam and Yon's bomb, but they like 3 rounds they bombed, but then 3 rounds they actually went for targets, but the rest of it was just both soldiers actually fading. There wasn't really any commitment, and especially the height as well. Wilson bullying as well. The fact they know the soldiers are weak, he's just peeking and just, you know, pistoling them down while they're hiding in the rafters waiting for arrows. But overall, you know, I think despite the fact of, you know, some of the players on the side of Flank of Doom having quieter game, like, you know, like Akari obviously not having, Kinnan dropped as crazy much damage compared to the first few games, but still did a really good job just getting those picks and getting, you know, what needs to be done. But yeah, overall, I think Yeah, Flank of Doom definitely deserved a victory, and I think played incredibly well, especially these mid fights.
Absolutely. We'll see maybe about having interviews, but
I would say, unfortunately, no interviews
Maybe hard.
tonight. Yeah, look, type in chat. But yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on my soapbox again. That simply put, I think the actions of Freddo v Digga just it's embarrassing. Yeah, rehashing something I've said like probably about a week ago. Take. You try to play the grand final, you try to win the grand final, and doing your best to not make that happen is defies logic. It's pretty fucking cringe as far as I'm concerned. And again, if you want to go look at the chat logs, they are very entertaining. I think some people on Freddo v Digga, not going to name names, but certain scout is looking a little bit embarrassed, I think, now. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is always going to happen, to be honest. You know, prove them wrong, tell them to GAGF, go and get fucked. Amongst many other things I'm sure they're probably thinking. But it capped off, I think, a pretty great game. You know, that such an emphatic win on Snakewater after reverse sweeping on Bagel and then comfortably winning Granary, you know, and goes to show who was the better team on the day. And it certainly wasn't Freddo v Digga.
I mean, our first map was a bit unfortunate, obviously, the reverse sweep Freddo v Digga, but then afterwards, it looked downhill. I mean, not downhill, but it looked like Freddo v Digga used all their energy basically on one map. It looked like, oh, I don't know, like Flank of Doom, they recovered really well, and then Granary, and then sort of working away from Bagel, and it looked like after Bagel, it just felt like Freddo v Digga just had, you know, no answers, and especially Snakewater, where Flank of Doom played incredibly well in the semi-final game. I mean, it goes to show, this is the reason why it's one of their strong maps, and as a result, Flank of Doom are your high season 44 champions with a 3-1 scoreline.
Exactly.
They are indeed.
It was, sorry.
Sorry, go on, Freaky.
No,
I
it's
wanted
okay.
to add one thing. I wanted to add one thing, and I think, from my perspective, as you know, the observer, having two scouts, I think playing purely for stats works so much against what you need to do as a team. You know, having scouts that bait versus someone like Tetris who played three excellent maps, and you know, sacrificing his entire game on the fourth, that shows what you need to do as a team. And you know, that's how it goes, I think. Nothing more than that. And I think the best team won tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously, congratulations, Flank of Doom, for winning high grand finals there. But it wasn't very comfortable at the start. But as we progressed further in maps, it was, I wouldn't say evident, but it was getting a better picture of who will be the winners there, just because of the answers that they, the questions to the other team that was not answered in terms of solis and scouts. But I digress. Anyway, guys, so obviously after this event here, Grand Finals, we have another event, obviously hosted by CappingTV, and it's in January. Does anybody know what it is?
Oh, I heard Summer Brawl, but there's no comment from me.
But yeah, obviously Summer Brawl, guys, 2026, Brisbane, Australia, January 17th. Get your tickets there. Get in, get invited, get excited. And yeah, we're going to have a fun time. Come on down. Social event as well, ? But yeah, come on down. Have a great time.
Yeah, it should be a wonderful event. You'll see fewer faces off. I think I'll be there. I hope Freaky will be there. But let's see what happens. But yeah, anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I believe we should be closing it out shortly. I believe so. I guess quickly, any shout-outs from Moon and Freaky, if you guys have anything you want to shout out, starting with Moon.
Shout out Telstra. My internet has been capital F fucked all week, and not happy about it because I want to play video games and it's not letting me. And there's some things I want to say which I don't think I can say on the internet, but I'm not a particularly big fan of Telstra. As always, shout out to CappingTV, Mitch, my casters, Ghost and Freaky, and TG and Yukari, as always. Leave it to you guys. Thank you all very much for listening to us ramble.
Anything you want to say, Freaky?
Oh, look, congratulations, obviously Flanker Doom, GG to Freddo and Digga. But yeah, great game to watch. Great, I love Grand Finals. It's just tooth and nail. But yeah, GG guys. Give shout out to anybody and everybody who wants it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, same thing as well. Congratulations to Flank of Doom as your high season 44 champions. There's a 3-1 scoreline. Commiserations to Freddo v Digga. Obviously, thank you, Ricky and Moon, for casting with me, and thank you, Mitch, for producing. Otherwise, that has been us from Capping TV. Obviously, next week, who knows? We've got some Prem games coming up, hopefully. Obviously, still got some more TF2 action on your way. But otherwise, that is high season 44 done, and we might catch you sometime next week or the week after. Who knows? Stay safe. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.